राहुल। हेलो।
हाँ सर बोलो।
ऑल सेट।
हाँ सर, प्रिपरेशन तो कर ली पूरी।
अच्छा। 5 मिनट में प्रैक्टिस किया था उसको।
हाँ सर, वो मैंने करा था।
अच्छा, तो कैसा क्या रहा? ठीक था, हो गया?
मतलब सर मेरा बार बार ऊपर जा रहा था, तो मेरे को काफ़ी चीज़ें अब शॉर्ट करनी पड़ी है, मतलब जो
हाँ
भी।
ठीक है, वो थोड़ा सा जाएगा।
हम्म।
1 मिनट चालू रखना है।
हाँ निशांत।
हेलो, हाँ एडिन, यस।
हाँ जो तुम लोग शायद करें इनिशियल स्लाइड या
हाँ मैं कर रहा हूँ, 1 सेकंड बस।
कंपटीटर सारे आ गए क्या?
नहीं सर, सब नहीं है।
अच्छा। जावेद,
जी सर।
आज रिसर्च पे पॉइंट्स देगा तू, ठीक है?
जी सर।
हेलो
हाँ सर।
सोनिया, ज्वाइन कर पा रही हो नहीं?
सर मैं ज्वाइन हो गई।
हो गई हो? अच्छा अच्छा, ठीक है।
हाँ।
मैत्री आ गई? मैत्री नहीं,
Just
हाँ,
there.
यस यस
मैत्री आ गई, ओके।
शी इज देयर सर।
तो आज के लिए जजेस होंगे, लॉजिक के लिए होगी सोनिया, रिसर्च के लिए होगा जावेद, और प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए होगा मैत्री, राइट? पॉइंट सिस्टम सबको मालूम है। देयर बी 4 questions. Each judge has to distribute 20 points for every question. फॉर एग्जाम्पल जो पॉइंट्स तुम दोगे वो ऐसे होंगे कि टीम इंस्ट्रक्टर टीम गेट्स 13, द product development team gets 7. The points you give to both teams have to add up to 20. So if you give 12 to one team, you give 8 to the other team. If you give 11 to one team, you give 9 to the other team. ठीक है? After every question, so the format of the debate is, this is primarily I'm telling for you, Sonia. ठीक है? Every team gets 5 minutes to present their points for each of the 4 questions. After that, there's a 3-minute rebuttal time. After that, there is 10 minutes for the audience to discuss their viewpoint. So there's 16 minutes of debating followed by 10 minutes of discussion by the audience. In the 10 minutes that the discussion of the audience happens, each of the judges is supposed to send me the scores for that question. पहले कौन डिस्कस करेगा, इंस्ट्रक्टर टीम या?
सर विल स्टार्ट सर।
Instructor team will start. Okay. So all the judges do remember first, when you send me the scores, you basically mention instructor team 11, product development team, or just say instructor 11, prod 9, something like that, or instructor 9, prod 11. And just mention that, the score is for research or logic or presentation. There are 3 categories for each team to score points on. So when you send me the score, just mention something like presentation, instructor 9, prod 11. You do this for 4 questions, and in the end I'll sum up and we'll be able to get a winner. ठीक है? चलो.
सर so shall we run the corporate video sir, right?
आई थिंक उससे पहले मैं एक बार थोड़ा डिबेट पे इंट्रो दे देता हूँ.
राइट राइट राइट।
देन लेट्स रन द कॉर्पोरेट. या पहले कॉर्पोरेट करें?
पहले कॉर्पोरेट कर लेते हैं सर।
चलो ठीक है, पहले कर लो कॉर्पोरेट. लेट्स स्टार्ट. सोनिया, रूल समझ में आ गए ना? सोनिया, 1 मिनट रुक जा, वीडियो स्टार्ट करने से पहले.
Yes,
सोनिया,
sir.
कैन यू हियर मी?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, रूल समझ में आ गए ना?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा ठीक है, चलो प्ले कर दो जरा कॉर्पोरेट वीडियो.
Did you know that the common man of today leads a better lifestyle than the kings and queens of 100 years ago? Not because he has as much money as they did, but because of innovations and advancements in technology and society. These advancements promise better health, better hygiene, and better diet to the common man than the kings of the past had. This is the true advantage of innovations brought about by positive business processes. The Indian stock market represents one such positive business process. Come to Dozen Diamonds, where we have dared to imagine an Indian stock market where the retail investor can invest without anxiety about the market volatility. Where investor does not wonder about idiosyncratic behavior of company leaders and instead focuses on the productivity of its employees. Where he looks forward to invest in the company he loves and believes in. Where he recognizes that he is in control of the future of companies he invests in, rather than trying to predict it. We believe such a stock market will bring financial well-being to the life of every Indian. Dozen Diamonds aims to simplify the market with our unique stressless trading method. Whether you're just starting out or already experienced, we aim to bring you technologies which will make investing easy so you can focus on your goals, not the guesswork. Now imagine this. You invest in a company. It grows. It hires. It innovates. It pays better. It shines brighter. And you earn and grow not just with higher returns, but with better pay and better living standards. The stock market may rise and fall, but the vision must stay steady. With Dozen Diamonds, right strategy, smart recovery from any losses, and patience, you can invest without stress. So ask yourself, where should your money sleep? In a locker of gold or in the engine of a growing India? Invest in Indian businesses. Fuel the future. Turn your capital into a catalyst. Because for your participation in the stock market to be consistent, it needs to be stressless. Following the Dozen Diamonds principles of investing. The growth of the country lies in your investment in the stock market. In the growth of your country lies your growth. Dozen Diamonds empowers every investor to achieve financial freedom through stressless investing, helping drive India forward on its path to becoming a developed nation. By building a country of investors, Dozen Diamonds strives to lead India to be the Vishwa Guru of 21st century.
हेलो। यस सर।
हाँ जी, ठीक है, दिखा दे अपना डिबेट का।
क्या
So
स्क्रीन
as you
इज
can see, the topic for today's debate is, will reducing brokerage charges hurt or help the brokers? The primary reason we are having this debate is DD has always believed that reducing stress in the market will increase the participation of the citizens of India in the stock market and will lead to the growth of the country. For example, Dozen Diamonds has spent significant amount of energy building a system that removes the stress associated with the profit and loss and the fluctuations in the prices of stocks. However, another factor that has a big impact on the stress related to the stock market is the brokerage fees that is charged with every trade that an investor places. An investor is always wondering whether the brokerage fee can eat up all the profits that his trading is generating. And oftentimes, traders walk away from the market because of the high brokerage fees. The purpose of this debate is to understand the impact of that brokerage fees on both the thinking of the investor as well as the brokers. The primary purpose of the fee is to compensate the brokers for their facilitating the creation of the market. However, if the market was without the brokerage fees, there's a high chance that the investor would face much less stress. Today we are having this debate to basically understand what are the points for and against the existence of the brokerage fee. I'm sure both teams will do a great job. They've done excellent research in presenting their points. Let's give them a ear and listen to what they have to say. Instructor team, which consists of Abhinav, Rahul, Vinay Gavgave, and Nishan, are going to be speaking towards whether removing the brokerage fee will help the will help the brokers, and the product development team, which consists of Suraj, Saif, Shadab, and Adrian, will be speaking against the point, and they will be presenting us points that will indicate that reducing the brokerage fee will hurt the brokers. Let us see what both the teams have to say. Best of luck to both the teams. This is the first semi-final that Dozen Diamonds is having in its debate competition. Both the teams have done very well in the round robin stage, and we wish them all the best for this stage too. The winner of this debate will go into the finals. The loser will get another chance by participating in this eliminator 2 of the debates. So all the best to both of them. Let's get started.
Sir, before we start, can I say one more thing? That we
Sure.
will be having a toss for the second eliminator in the end of this debate.
Sure.
Okay. Shall we start, sir?
Yeah. I don't know. Will we be able to have a toss? Eliminator
course.
2. For that, we need eliminator 1 to be done. Right? We can't have the toss for eliminator 2 without having eliminator 1. If
So
I'm
actually, sir,
right.
this is
Yes,
semi-final.
Huh?
Right.
Right.
So I don't think we'll have a toss today. We'll have a toss the next time. Okay.
Okay.
Let's get started. Yeah.
Very good evening, everyone. As all of you know, the topic of the debate. So I'm going to start with the first question that in what ways could reduced brokerage charges affect the revenue and the profitability of brokerage firm in India? So as I just want to tell you guys कि इंडिया में जितना भी brokerage firms available है उन्होंने पूरा zero brokerage applicable सारे across the format या segment नहीं किया है. There are certain brokerage firms in India that implemented zero brokerage on the just positional side. मतलब अगर long term trade ले रहे हो तो ही वो zero है, otherwise नहीं है. Intraday पे पूरा brokerage लग रहा है. So that's why I just take the just one case from the US Charles Schwab broker. तो ये एक ब्रोकर है 2019 में उन्होंने जीरो कमीशन अक्रॉस द सेगमेंट अप्लाई किया था यूएस स्टॉक्स पे ईटीएफ्स पे और ऑप्शन कमीशन जीरो कर दिए थे इन लोगों ने. आप देख सकते हैं ये दिस इज द प्रेस रिलीज फ्रॉम देयर. नाउ आई वुड लाइक टू शो द डेटा कि जब जिन्होंने 2019 में इम्प्लीमेंट किया तो उसका इम्पैक्ट क्या हुआ. सो एज यू कैन सी क्लियरली 12.3 मिलियन कस्टमर्स इनके थे एज एन एक्टिव ब्रोकरेज अकाउंट. उस दैट रोज टू 17.6. वी हैव सीन दी 43.09% शार्प सर्ज इन दी एक्टिव ब्रोकरेज अकाउंट. और उसके बाद से जब इन्होंने इम्प्लीमेंट किया उसके बाद से आप देख सकते हैं द ट्रेंड इज शोइंग द क्लियर पिक्चर ऑफ एवरीथिंग. It is increasing in order. Or for your reference, guys, I have mentioned the question exactly in the left side top corner, so you would be remaining in mind ki question kya exactly you can connect with this thing. So that's what just wanted to show you in this chart कि किस तरीके का growth हमको देखने को मिला है as a client. With respect to moving forward,
नहीं,
अगर
hold on. एक बार पीछे जाना.
yes
What
sir,
is the second plot?
second clause is showing the sir percentage increase or decrease.
अच्छा. Okay, all right.
So that is what we have shown कि 12 से जब 17 गया तो 43% का सर्ज आया बेसिकली.
अच्छा, ये बीच में डिप भी आया लेकिन. हाँ.
वो डिप सर एग्जैक्टली इट इज नॉट शोइंग द ट्रेंड, इट इज शोइंग द परसेंटेज इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज फ्रॉम द प्रीवियस वैल्यू.
ठीक है. Go ahead.
ओके. सो आई होप इट इज क्वाइट अंडरस्टैंडेबल विद रिस्पेक्ट टू दिस थिंग. नाउ मूविंग फॉरवर्ड एज वी कैन सी कि अगर अकाउंट्स इतने एक्टिव अकाउंट्स बढ़े हैं तो डेफिनेटली टोटल रेवेन्यू या नेट इनकम पे भी इम्पैक्ट डेफिनेटली देखने को मिलेगा. तो आपको यहाँ पर क्लियरली विजिबल है कि जब इन्होंने जीरो कमीशन इंट्रोड्यूस किया 2019 में तब इनका जो टोटल रेवेन्यू था $10.7 बिलियन. उसके बाद सिग्निफिकेंटली इट इज राइजिंग एज यू कैन सी क्लियरली. एंड एज फार एज दी प्रॉफिट और नेट इनकम इज कंसर्न, so it is also growing apart from this particular session which was covid session. इसके अलावा अगर मैं बात करूं तो आप देख सकते हैं ये ईयर ऑन ईयर ग्रोथ के ग्रोथ ही कर रहा है बेसिकली. अब क्वेश्चन ये है ना कि अगर उन्होंने 0% अपना कमीशन कर दिया तो ये पैसा बन कहाँ से रहा है, आ कहाँ से रहा है. सो दैट्स वाई वी हैव कम अप विद दिस रेवेन्यू बाइफर्केशन. अगर आप इसको प्रॉपरली देखेंगे ध्यान से तो आपको यहाँ पर क्लियरली विजिबल है कि हर साल में इनका जो परसेंटेज रेवेन्यू है बाइफर्केशन के केस में ट्रेडिंग रेवेन्यू, तो ट्रेडिंग रेवेन्यू हर साल काफ़ी कम रहा है. अगर आप यहाँ से देखेंगे इस पर्टिकुलर लाइन में नीचे साइड पे तो दैट शोज कि 15% 2014 में था, 13%, 11%, और ये जो ग्रीन बार दिख रहा है ये शो कर रहा है ट्रेडिंग रेवेन्यू कितना आ रहा है। तो 2019 के पहले तो ये कमीशन लेते थे, उसके बाद भी गिरा, लेकिन 2019 के बाद इन्होंने कमीशन हटा दिया, उसके बाद भी ये रोज हुआ है। उसका सिंपल सा लॉजिक था कि नंबर ऑफ जो एक्टिव अकाउंट्स थे वो बढ़े, उसकी वजह से ये बेनिफिट हुआ। और इनका जो मेजर सोर्स है इनकम का या फिर नेट रेवेन्यू का, वो आप देख सकते हैं कहाँ से आ रहा है। इट इज नेट इंटरेस्ट रेवेन्यू। उसके बाद फिर आप देखेंगे तो असेट मैनेजमेंट एंड एडमिन फी, ट्रेडिंग रेवेन्यू एंड बैंक डिपॉजिट अकाउंट फी। तो इट इज क्लियरली विजिबल कि ट्रेडिंग रेवेन्यू जो है या फिर ब्रोकरेज पार्ट है वो सिग्निफिकेंटली इंपॉर्टेंट या फिर अपना रोल प्ले नहीं करता है जब बात आती है इनकम या फिर पर्टिकुलर वे में मैं बात करूँ इस पर्टिकुलर story में. So now moving forward, as as of now we have just seen the Charles Schwab example over here. Now I would like to jump onto the Zerodha part. अगर इंडिया में बात करूँ तो Zerodha ने सिर्फ जो पोजिशनल ट्रेड्स है उन्हीं पे अपना 0% जो है कि ब्रोकरेज चार्ज किया है, 0 ब्रोकरेज करा है। अदरवाइज आप देखेंगे कि इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग की बात करें तो इंट्राडे पे उन्होंने अपना सेम रखा है, उस पर कोई 0 चार्जेस अप्लीकेबल नहीं है, और ये 2015 में हुआ। तो विद दिस पर्टिकुलर चार्ट एज यू कैन सी क्लियरली, यहाँ पर आप देखेंगे कि 2015 से आपको ये जो माउंटेन क्लियरली दिख रहा है ये सर्च कर रहा है, अकाउंट ओपन डेफिनेटली हुआ, उसका इंपैक्ट हमें यहाँ पर देखने को मिला सिग्निफिकेंटली, जैसा कि चार्ल्स शॉप में देखने को मिला था। उसी के साथ अगर मैं सेम केस में प्रॉफिट और रेवेन्यू की बात करूँ तो प्रॉफिट एंड रेवेन्यू ऑल्सो रोज। और अगर मैं पिछले रिसेंट में बात करूँ तो रिसेंट में तो अगर आपने बहुत लोगों ने न्यूज भी सुना होगा कि नियर अबाउट 25,000 करोड़ कैश जेरोदा के पास रखा हुआ है। सो दे आर यूजिंग देयर
15 seconds more. Yeah.
नाउ मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, इफ यू लुक एट दैट पार्ट कि बेसिकली ये लोग जो पैसा बनाते हैं वो कहाँ से बनाते हैं, तो अगर हम इस पर्टिकुलर चीज की बात करें तो डीपी चार्जेस, अकाउंट मेंटेनेंस चार्जेस, अदर चार्जेस आर आउट देयर, दे मेक मनी फ्रॉम, बट देर इज अ ग्रे एरिया। अगर मैं स्ट्रक्चर की बात करूँ इस पूरे पूरे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की, अगर इंडिया में स्टॉक ब्रोकिंग जो इंडस्ट्री है वो बहुत ही ग्रे एरिया में है, उसको रीस्ट्रक्चर करना चाहिए। दैट इज
Time
माई
up. Time up. Yeah.
ओके सर।
अच्छा, dev team, prod team, please go ahead.
हाँ सर। Good evening, everyone. My name is Saif Rahman, and I'm going to be against in this topic that reducing brokerage will definitely going to hurt brokers. Now, the first question is, in what ways could reduced brokerage charges affect the revenue and profitability of the brokerage firms in India? Now, the first point is, brokerage fees are a core revenue stream for Indian brokers. Now, if we compare our Indian markets to US market has a different, numerous source of revenue generation. But for India, if we look into India, brokerage commissions form the majority of revenue for most brokers, especially full service and mid-sized firms. Now, this is the data of discount brokers revenue generation. Now, there are three main sources. First is brokerage. Almost all the brokers in India has about 50 to 60% revenue in brokerage. Now, there are other revenue streams as well, such as mutual funds, investment, lending, and other services. Also, putting the client funds into interest and earning revenue through that. Apart from this, revenue diversification. So we can see there is 50 to 60% of total revenue comes from directly through brokerage, whether it comes from intraday or delivery. Most of the brokers in India don't charge in the delivery segment. Now, you can see also full service brokers in India, such as ICICI Direct, Kotak Securities. They also have a good percentage of revenue coming from brokerage, almost 30 to 40% of revenue coming from brokerage. So reducing this amount of brokerage will definitely going to hurt brokers. So in terms of infrastructure, compliance, and their other services. Now, scenario 150% fee cut. Discount brokers have 25 to 30% revenue decline, 10 rupees per order impact. Scenario 2, zero all fees. Discount brokers 50 to 60% revenue loss, require 2 or 3x volume increase. Moving to second point, fixed and regulatory cost remains unchanged despite fee cuts. In India, there is, you can see this complete description of all the charges, GST or SEBI charges or any scam duty. So there are numerous charges that also been evaluated in for someone to trade in Indian market. Third point, limited alternative schemes in India. As Nishant has told about Charles broker in US market. So if we compare US market to Indian market, they have multiple schemes, revenue schemes. They can share the order data to market makers. But SEBI usually ban all these types of revenue schemes. So India still struggles with limited alternatives for revenue schemes. These are few revenue schemes such as transaction fees. Then we have interest on client funds, advisory and wealth management. You can see I've compared with India and US. So if you see the payment for order flow, 30 to 40% revenue scheme in US, but on less than 5%, as there are certain limitations from the SEBI itself. Fourth is if you reduce revenue, it will limit your investment in technology and support and compliance. Smaller and regional brokers are going to impact it from this type of thing. Discount brokers competition has pushed few fees low. Many brokers operate on thin margins. So if
30
if you're a
seconds
small
more. Yeah.
if you're a small broker, it's going to be affect largely on you. Large brokers may absorb some revenue hits due to scale, but smaller and regional players will definitely going to be hit by reducing brokerage. Now, even if the volume might increase, the brokerage income will be stagnant because there would be less amount of revenue
Time
generating
up.
and more infrastructure. Okay.
Time up, sir. Okay. So now we'll hear the rebuttal from the instructor team.
Yeah. Shall we start, sir?
Start.
Yeah. So, Isaf, as you said that brokerage was 50 to 60% of the top three brokers of their revenue. But if brokerage was truly the number which you showed, Zerodha and Grow would be drowning in losses, not posting records. But if you focus, what happened is that Zerodha's profit jumped from 1,000 crores to 3,500 crores after reducing charges. And this was post 2024, where I would like to give you the exact date that on December 19, 2024, they introduced margin trading facility. This was the reason why their profit would jump. It has nothing to do with the charges with the brokerage. Next thing is that Grow became number one broker with 5.7 crores users by offering zero delivery brokerage. Now, next is that Angel One has also reduced its charges and its client base grew by 6 times, pushing its profit to 1,200 crores. So, reducing brokerage increases customers' transactions and profit. See, the India's brokerage industry literally became profitable after slashing the charges. Next, you also mentioned that all the government charges and the SEBI charges which includes the STT, right? So the STT and SEBI charges does not affect the brokers' profit margins at all because they are the government taxes passed directly to the government. Brokers never absorb these charges. And they are least bothered about this because उनका इसमें कोई cut होता भी नहीं है. See, for example, STT, SEBI turnover charges, exchange charges, that is 100% pass through items. brokers just collect from you if you are a trader and just pass it on to the government. So even if the government charges rises, brokers' profitability is not at all affected. So since the broker does not bear the cost, it has nothing to do with even if the brokerage charges are reduced. So this point has zero relevance to the brokerage reduction. Next is that you mentioned that I completely agree that US has a mechanism which we call the payment for order flow, but India has its own strong revenue streams, which basically includes interest on client funds, which is the biggest source of their revenue. It is not the brokerage. Next is the margin lending. As we all know, as I just mentioned, that Zerodha introduced margin lending from 2024. Next is the API charges and other charges such as the security lending and DP charges. So in the US, the payment for order flow gives brokers less than 20% of the revenue. But in India, interest income is alone greater than 50%. You don't need the facility of payment for order flow because our revenue mix is already more profitable and stable.
15 seconds more.
What Abhinav says, apart from that, I would like to add one more thing that even if the SEBI's Anant Narayan says that zero brokerage is not free, yes, broker earn from float. क्योंकि आप देख सकते हैं total amount of cash equivalent collateral that investors put in the ecosystem in an
Time
average
up.
2.8
Time up.
crore.
Go
Okay,
ahead,
so
Todd, please. What is your rebuttal? Yeah.
Abhinav, you told about taxes, right? So what the point I was trying to make in taxes is क्या taxes को कम करना चाहिए ना कि brokerage. If we reduce taxes such as STD and SEBI charges, it will not drastically going to help the retail customer, but it will make something that we cannot take from brokerage. अगर brokerage ना reduce करके हम taxes को थोड़ा reduce करें, it might surely help the retail customer.
So the topic is to reduce brokerage, not taxes.
Right, right. लेकिन brokerage is important for them क्योंकि उनका infrastructure और दूसरी services रखने के लिए so we can go with the taxes. और ग्रो की जहां तक ग्रो की बात है तो ग्रो इज फिफ्थ और सिक्स्थ in terms of revenue. ग्रो के पास ग्रो still has the most user base in India, but if we see the revenue वो अभी भी पीछे. और अगर ब्रोकरेज के वजह से ही अगर अट्रैक्ट हो रहा है कस्टमर, so there are a few brokers like शून्य और धन and they don't have very good amount of user base as compared to Zerodha or Angel One, which still charges 20 rupees as brokerage. So user also goes with the service and their experience rather than just focusing on brokerage. कुछ users है जो कि they don't care about if they have to pay 20 rupees per trade, it's okay. But they focus on their experience and service they get. So rather than going with Dhan, they still focus Angel One and ready to pay 20 rupees per order.
But
Okay.
Angel One earlier
Excellent,
was
excellent.
paying
Nishan.
100%.
Once again. You can't cross question once again. Two things I want to clarify. Okay, first thing. Two things what Abhinav said does not make any sense. Okay, first thing. Zero does delivery brokerage. Zero does charged brokerage and delivery. Okay, so not zero. Grow. Okay, Abhinav pointed on grow. Okay, so grow does charge brokerage and delivery. Okay, it's zero than some few brokers who do not charge brokerage and delivery. And we have that information. Okay, if you want to clarify. Second.
I never said that
Se-
zero the
एक मिनट यार, एक मिनट ना.
Grow. I'm just focusing on grow. Okay, you said about grow. Okay, that first thing. Grow does charge brokerage on intraday as well as delivery. Okay, that is first thing. Second thing, you said that brokers do not get any benefit from the taxes. That is incorrect. Till 2024, okay, last year, brokers are getting revenue from the taxes. So whatever turnover is going to the exchange, okay, from that they was getting some rebate from the exchange. So more turnover they give to the exchange, more rebate they used to get. Okay, so that was stopped by SEBI in the year 2024. Okay, that is the source we have. There's a circular on that. Okay, that's the reason Zerodha came up with this thing that we might start charging brokerage because we are not getting revenue from the exchange.
Time up. Huh? Time up. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, judges, please send me the scores on WhatsApp. In the meantime, there are 10 minutes allocated for the audience to give their feedback. What did they understand? What questions came up? And both the teams can answer whatever questions the audience have at this point.
Anyone from the audience? Sir?
Richa, quick question. Anything that's on your mind?
No, I thought that Zerodha still take 20 rupees as a minimum charge, right? For cash deliveries. I
No,
mean,
No,
in
it's free actually.
it's free. For delivery, it's free.
okay.
On deliveries, it's free. Intraday, they charge.
Yeah.
But growth charge on both the sides, intraday as well as daily.
Correct.
So what about the large orders? When the order size is large, is the charge still 20 or does it vary
Yes,
with the size of the
it's
order?
still 20. It's still
It
actually
is
20. So just per order 20 rupees. And in one order, there can be n number of shares. But in per order, exchange has a freeze quantity. Okay, it's from the exchange end. So you cannot put certain value quantity in one order. So that is from the exchange end. So in that case, you have to break it into two different orders that the customer has to break, not the broker.
Acha, there's a limit on the size of the order.
Yes,
Correct.
sir.
From the exchange end. Quantity
From
freeze
the
that is
How
called.
much is the limit?
Sir,
For different
for
stocks is different.
it is for every stock, it is a different, sir.
Correct.
नहीं ठीक है but give an approximate number ना कुछ तो idea दो
you
Say,
cannot. Every
एक
segment is
example. No, I'll say give you an example.
एक
It is,
मिनट
for
ना
example,
बोलो
say if the price of the stock is high, okay, like say the stock is say 500 rupees, okay, then the freeze might be 500 quantity for that stock. It might be
how
that.
does the
Okay.
customer come to know क्या है limit?
While placing the order, I think in the order window, they have that option, like the broker puts that thing. So when as soon as the customer places this quantity above the limit, it shows a red mark over there that you cannot place order above this quantity.
Yes, sir.
Actually, if there's nothing, I wanted to ask Nishant this one question, if it's permitted.
हाँ बोलो
And no one has anything else. So in Nishant's chart score, okay, there's a chart. Nishant, you can show the chart of chart score.
Wait.
Mhm.
This one you are talking about?
It's not visible.
हाँ
Chart score, not this one, other one. Some transaction trading revenue is showing correct that below that.
This one?
Yeah, this one. So if you see, you said in the year 2019 they stopped charging brokerage, correct?
Okay.
Chart score. But if you see 20, 21, 22, 23, all these years, it is higher from trading revenue compared to previous years. In
Okay.
21, you can see 22.4% is the revenue, trading
Yes.
revenue.
That's what I'm showing
Correct.
you. That is what does it
Mhm.
mean? It over here is a trading revenue. So trading revenue means over here is the like includes option commission per कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फी. एक्चुअली क्या है, चार्ल्स शॉब ने कमीशन तो जीरो कर दिया, बट वो
Mhm.
अलग से 65 सेंट ना पर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फीस अलग से चार्ज करता है. तो दैट्स व्हाट मेक्स इट अ रेवेन्यू बेसिस. और इन चीज़ों के अलावा फ्यूचर फॉरेक्स, फिक्स्ड इनकम, ट्रेड फीस, म्यूचुअल फंड ट्रांजेक्शन फीस, इसके साथ साथ ट्रेडिंग रेवेन्यू का जो डेफिनेशन मैंने दिया हुआ है यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी, ऑर्डर फ्लो पेमेंट और प्रिंसिपल ट्रांजेक्शन रेवेन्यूज, तो इंक्लूड इसको किया हुआ है. तो इसकी वजह से वो जो रेवेन्यू है ना बढ़ा है. और रेवेन्यू बढ़ा क्यों है? क्योंकि नंबर ऑफ एक्टिव अकाउंट्स भी बढ़ गए थे.
So I'll tell you one more thing. Okay, actually they get payment for order flow, जो तुमने mention किया था. Okay,
हाँ.
compared to brokerage, payment for order flow is more higher. Okay, because that is on a per share basis. वो हम लोग तुमको बताएंगे in our next presentation, in the next slides. So you get more revenue from payment for order flow. That's the reason you know that what is Robinhood. Robinhood, it has the highest revenue in the US. Okay, compared to other
That's what
brokers.
so that's what I'm saying over here
That's
in
the
this
reason.
chart
हाँ,
कि वो जो ये जो ग्रीन बार्स तुमको दिख रहा है ना कि जो बढ़ रहा है कंसिस्टेंटली, तो
correct.
जो
After
ब्रोकरेज का
2020.
शेयर है वो बहुत कम है. हाँ, आफ्टर 20. क्योंकि
Mhm.
इसके बाद इफ यू नो अबाउट दैट पार्ट, तो इसमें अमेरी ट्रेड का मर्जर भी हुआ, इफ यू नो
Hmm.
अबाउट दैट इन
Correct.
2020.
I know.
बट
Yeah,
दैट डेटा
I'm
आई डिड
aware of
नॉट
that.
इंक्लूड. तो दैट डेटा आई डिड नॉट इंक्लूड बिकॉज आई जस्ट वांटेड टू शो द डेटा फॉर द चार्ज ऑफ ओनली. तो वो डेटा मैंने
Just tell me
सिर्फ
one more
ऐड
thing.
किया.
ये जो
हाँ.
2020 before 2019, okay,
हम्म.
2019, the revenue was like 15%, 13%, 11%. So at that point, the option contract 0.65 was not there.
No, before 19 it was there, but after 19
Then
sorry, matlab, what did you say? I did not get you.
therefore, you said the main revenue for the broker is at 0.65 per contract for options. Correct? They introduced. But I think so that was before 2019, correct? The 0.65 per contract.
No. After. Because पहले
Are
तो
you
इनको
sure?
कमीशन वो लोग they were imposing the commission, right? But जब इन्होंने कमीशन हटाया 2019 में, तो ये जो 65 सेंट का जो उनको रेवेन्यू मिल रहा है, ये स्टार्ट हुआ पर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फीस तो
चलो
ये
एक
है।
बार चेक कर लेते हैं ऑडियंस में किसी को कोई क्वेश्चन है कि नहीं। अगर नहीं होगा तो वापस तुम्हारे पॉइंट पे आ जाएंगे।
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
5 seconds, guys. Anybody in the audience?
I have a question.
हाँ बोलो प्रतीक्षा।
Yeah, sir, if we check that chart, no, वहाँ पे on 2022, 2023 and 2024 में फिर वो डाउन क्यों जा रहा है ट्रेडिंग रिवेन्यू वाला?
कौन सा चार्ट बोल रहे हो? चार्ल्स श्वाब वाला बोल रहे हो या?
नहीं, रिवेन्यू बाइफर्केशन वाला
Let me show.
जो आप बात कर रहे थे ना, वही वाला चार्ट।
अच्छा,
This one you're talking about, right?
See, in a 2022, it was 17.7%, and then 2023, 17.1%, and then 16.6%. As you said that it is growing, then why it is increasing from 2022? Sorry, decreasing from 2022.
It is exactly not the decreasing. अगर आप if you look at the values, so in term of percentage only 0.6% is the decrease. Not
Next
a major
time, yes.
decrease. हाँ.
which
Okay.
bar are we talking about? Red, green, or what second
one,
bar?
Sir,
green one.
green
हाँ?
वाला sir.
Green
She is
one.
talking
Green
about the
wala
green
bar.
one.
अच्छा, green wala bar has kind of flattened out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I am asking.
कोई थॉट इस पे निशांत?
No sir, actually I need to figure out this कि वो exactly कहाँ पर जो रेवेन्यू किस पर्टिकुलर रेवेन्यू में कम हुआ है, या फिर वो पीएफए में कम हुआ है या कमीशंस में कम हुआ है, बेसिकली आई नीड टू फिगर आउट।
ठीक है।
I think it is because and we have to research on that part. But maybe because of COVID time, people are traded a bit less. That is my assumption. It's an assumption.
कोविड के बाद की स्टोरी है ये तो। 22, 23, 24 is post COVID.
Post
wasn't in more post COVID, like we know कि बहुत सारे डीमैट अकाउंट्स खुले थे trading during COVID.
In fact, it almost seems like it rose due to COVID. Like it was dropping prior to COVID, it has been dropping. And then it had a big boost, and after that, it has flattened out again. The green bar.
Correct.
Right?
That's what I said.
So it does not have a tendency to rise, it rose only because of COVID.
It just grew exponentially.
Right. अच्छा, और कोई anybody else, any thoughts? किसी को brokerage अच्छा नहीं लगता? What do you, anybody is comfortable with their broker? They don't worry too much about their brokerage. Any thoughts on that part?
I mean, if you see the nature of it now, brokerage has become really, less, really less, so much, because if you go like 5-10 years back, brokerage was much higher. Even today, the traditional broker charge more than the online broker companies.
I'm guessing the account sizes have also dropped though, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I think the account sizes may have dropped because of the brokerage dropping. Just a guess.
Account sizes have dropped in the brokerage, online brokers. It has not dropped for the old brokers or the brokers that are taking more commissions. I am pretty sure.
अच्छा, बोलो।
Pretty sure at every city you will find a broker who people are sticking from more than 20 years, and they are still sticking to that, and they are really, because they are not technologically adapt, so they are not jumping to the new brokers.
यस एग्जैक्टली यस सर, मेरा भी वही थॉट है कि लाइक ब्रोकरेज से क्लाइंट को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, कितना भी ले लो ब्रोकरेज, पर सर्विस और टेक्नोलॉजी सही रही तो लाइक वो उन्हें फर्क नहीं पड़ता है।
तो फिर हमारा एसटीएम
Right.
देख के हर बार ब्रोकरेज के लिए क्यों रोते रहते हैं कस्टमर?
कौन
कौन रोता है?
कौन रोता है?
कस्टमर
कस्टमर
होते हैं।
कौन से कस्टमर?
अभी तो चलो
मैत्री सुनील,
सेकंड
मैत्री सुनील।
सेकंड क्वेश्चन क्वेश्चन 2
Instructor Team. Instructor.
screen is visible, right?
Right.
Okay. So here we are discussing a crucial question. The question is that how might competition among brokerage firms change if brokerage charges are reduced? And what implications does this have on the service quality? So to understand this shift, पहले हमको ये समझना पड़ेगा कि as everyone has discussed that how traditionally the industry was working. For decades, the brokerage firms competed mainly through pricing slabs, hidden charges, and the relationship-based model, which as of now we call the RM model. High brokerage fees meant that the brokers actually differentiated primarily on what they charge or not what they were offering. See, but the industry has, completely changed as we have witnessing that the reducing fees intensifies competition. And we have also seen that every broker is being pushed to innovate and improve the technology. So over the past decade, thanks to discount brokers, technology adoption, and also the rising participation, brokerage charges have fallen dramatically. So once the price actually drops, let's suppose it drops to zero, something very important happens. The entire competition can no longer be about price. It shifts from brokerage to service wars. Now, when every broker, let's suppose that at every broker is charging the same or almost the same, the only way to stand out is by improving the technology and the experience what they deliver. Now, giving one example is that the product reliability and no downtime. Every time we have seen that whenever there's a major event uh, in our country, let's say election हो गया या कोई भी major event हो गया, RBI का news वगैरह हो गया, we have seen that many big brokers like Zerodha and Angel One goes absolutely they don't start at all. The orders don't go through. वो कहीं ना कहीं अटक जाते हैं. So this is where they can always play if they shift their focus from brokerage. Next is that speed execution. See, faster trade execution is especially for those who are doing HFT or any kind of intraday or option traders. This actually really helps because we have seen in the market where the market maker Jane Street was left out of the market, the orders were not going through at whatever the desired price the traders were putting. So next point is that the customer education. We have seen that Zerodha as of now is the only one who somewhere has a presence in customer education via their platform, which is Varsity. So this is where the brokers can actually focus their main goal apart from brokerage. Next is the platform tools whichever they offer. We have seen that many people in our country are mainly option traders. So the brokers can always give them certain tools like option chain or strategy builders for their own trading. Next is the lower margin rates. Everybody knows that how much brokers earn from the margins, right? So if the margins are, let's suppose that they are significantly low, they are going to attract more and more customers. Next is the value added services which they have, which is the portfolio tools and the algorithmic trading access. See, the access to algorithmic trading APIs and automation is going to be a huge benefit for them. As of now, I know that Zerodha charges some or the other amount for API charges, but if this video reaches to Zerodha, I'm pretty sure that they are going to reduce their API charges also. So these value added services become a new battleground. आज कोई भी ट्रेडर आता तो ये नहीं पूछता कि भाई मेरा ट्रेड गो थ्रू होगा नहीं होगा क्या होगा वॉलेटिलिटी में. एवरीबडी आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन. सो platforms like Angel One, Zerodha, Grow Up stocks have completely dominated the market. If you see here is the share of different business models in active account for the top 10 brokers. As of March 2023, we can see 25.8 million users were there, and out of 25.8, 59% was dominated by the discount brokers. Right. So here we need to understand that these platforms are heavily invested in analytic tools, cloud infrastructure, AI-based alerts, and educational ecosystem. Market leaders understand that technology and automation is only going to help the customer experience, and now it is the core advantage. If you see in the next slide, next image, sorry, you can see as of April 2023, you can see the
15
top,
seconds more. Yeah.
the top 4 brokers are the discount brokers left, if we exclude Angel One. Now, next is in 2022, Angel One launched their new super app, and if you see,
Time up.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So hello everyone. So today's question is how might competition among brokerage firm change if brokerage changes are reduced, and what does that mean for service quality? So my stand is if brokerage changes keep going down, brokerage charges keep going down, competition turns into a price war. In the long run, it hurts service quality for investors. So I'll explain this in parts. So how competition changes when brokerage is reduced, what happens in brokers' cost and profit, and how that finally shows up in the quality of service an investor receives. So first, competition today, India already has very strong competition.
सैफ तुम्हारा साउंड थोड़ा मफल्ड आ रहा है, देखो कुछ करके।
हेलो, या अभी ठीक है सर? हेलो,
हाँ अभी ठीक है।
हाँ. So India already has very strong competition among online brokers. A few large apps dominate. Reports based on NSC data shows that Grow now has about 26 to 27% market share of active clients, even ahead of Zerodha as the largest investment platform. At the same time, we have many small and regional brokers fighting for the remaining share. Most big brokers already charge 0 rupees or very low brokerage for equity delivery and charge a flat low fee per order like 20 rupees for intraday and FNO. So when we say reduce brokerage further, what actually happens? First is earn even less per trade, but their major cost, technology, server, employee exchange fees, SEBI compliance, stay almost the same. So competition shifts from who gives better service to who is the absolute cheapest. In other words, it stops being healthy competition to become a price war. So now what does this price war do to broker and their ability to give good service? Let's look at the cost. A rating report of Angel One shows that its cost to income ratio rose to about 63.5% in financial year 2024. That means for every 100 rupees of income, around 63 rupees is already going into cost like staff, tech, and operation. Reports on Grow say a big part of its operation expenses is software service and technology services that keep the app running. These are not optional. You must pay engineer for service and cybersecurity for data feeds. Those costs don't suddenly drop because SEBI or the other market reduce brokerages. So when brokerage income goes down, but these costs stay high, brokerage feel a serious squeeze. To survive this, many brokers will cut spending on customer support, so users wait longer for help, spend less on infrastructures, which can mean more outage and slow apps during market spikes, cut back on research reports, webinar, and investor education because they don't give immediate income. And to earn more, they may start pushing riskier products like margin, FNO, and loans because that's where they can still earn charges and investment. On top of that, small and mid-sized brokers who can't survive on this margin may exit market margin with larger player or sell their client base to big platform. So over time, we get fewer bigger brokers, and many local and specialized brokers disappear. So my final thought is, what does all this mean for service quality? In the short term, lower brokerage charges feel great. Investors save money and each trade, but in the long, if brokerage is pushed too low, competition turns into race to bottom on price. Brokerage profit shrinks, especially for smaller firms. We get more concentration. Only a few large brokers dominate, and these brokers have less money and less incentive to keep improving support, research, education, and platform reliability. So you can,
Shut up, change the slide. Change the slide.
oh, yeah. So you cannot have world class service on zero income forever.
10 seconds more.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, Shadab. Sir, shall we start?
Yeah, please.
Please, Shadab, can you go to the first slide where you showed that the Angel one had 63.5% of
This one?
इसके बाद वाला. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Please, everyone, just remember this number. It is 63.5% in FY24. Now, Shadab, can you allow me to share the screen, please?
Sure, sure.
Yeah, so the number Shadab showed, that is completely wrong. The actual number is 54.6% in the FY 2024. This is the consolidated PNL of Angel One. It is publicly available in their website also. Next thing I would just want to point it out that the cost to income ratio which Shadab was talking about, I completely agree that it is even 54.6% is high. But I just want to show you, just a second. Yeah, just want to show you that in 2022, Angel One launched its point 2.0, the super app, which had n number of new features, and it was extremely powerful and it was extremely good in terms of UI and UX. Apart from that, it had no downtime also, even in extreme crisis also. So just keep in mind that at this timeline, 2022, they introduced a new mobile app which was extremely good. And if you see, coming back to the point which Hadab mentioned about the cost to income ratio, if you see it over here, you can completely see that the cost to income ratio was down by 2% in the financial year 2023. So my entire point to prove here is that whenever see, Angel One does not give free brokerage on equities, right? It charges rupees. Even though it being a non-discount broker or charging on equities kind of broker, it has focused on technology, and the technology has given them good amount of rewards. So this simply means that whenever any kind of broker, if it's discount broker or full service broker or hybrid brokers, whenever they try to shift their mindset from collecting or extracting money from the customers like an ATM machine, if they shift their focus to implement new technologies and new automation techniques in their business, automatically they are going to be profitable and the business is also going to grow. The only problem here is that they do not have the perfect business model and they only keep on focusing on extracting money from the customers. So this is exactly why some or the other time the brokers suffer whenever the markets are down, because the customer does not like to use their platform, as obviously the markets are falling, they won't be using their app. But a seamless app has always been a good experience for the broker itself. So for the customers itself, sorry. So whenever the broker focuses and shifts from profit making to technology, they are going to be benefited. Thank you.
Yeah, can I start?
Yeah.
Yes, start.
Yes. So Abhinav, you take the example of Angel One app, but for example, there is a small broker who doesn't have app, and for example, he's building the app, then he will suffer if the brokerage get lower. Like अगर brokerage zero हो जाता है तो फिर वो अपने cost कहाँ से जो भी उसका कॉस्ट आ रहा है, सर्वर कॉस्ट या होस्टिंग या एप्लीकेशन डेवलपमेंट का जो भी कॉस्ट आ रहा है वो नहीं कर पाएगा। तो जो छोटे ब्रोकर्स है जो मार्केट में आना चाहते हैं, उनके पास यूनिक आइडिया जो भी चीज़ें हैं वो सरवाइव नहीं कर पाएंगे। जो बड़े ब्रोकर्स है, एंजल वन, जीरोधा, ये सब तो कर लेंगे, मतलब ये सब बिना ब्रोकरेज के भी सरवाइव कर लेंगे। बट जो छोटे ब्रोकर्स है उनको यहाँ पे बैक सीट लेना पड़ेगा, या तो उनको कुछ और बिजनेस देखना पड़ेगा। तो यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम ये है कि छोटे ब्रोकर जो है वो सरवाइव नहीं कर पाएंगे अगर हम ब्रोकरेज बिल्कुल ही जीरो कर देते हैं, या अगर हम बड़े जो ब्रोकर्स है वो जीरो करते हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली कोई उनके पास जाएगा नहीं छोटे ब्रोकर्स के पास। इवन उनके पास आइडिया है, और साथ ही वो लोग ये भी नहीं कॉस्ट भी बेयर नहीं कर पाएंगे, जो भी कॉस्ट उनको आ रहा है एम्प्लॉय का या कस्टमर सपोर्ट का जो भी है। तो ये मेरा एक पॉइंट था रिबटल के लिए। या
Okay, let me add. So first thing, Abhinav, in your slide, you said that it was only Zerodha who provides investor education. Okay, this information is incorrect. Okay.
Correct.
Multiple brokers offer investor education. Okay, one is Zerodha, other is Upstox. Grow offers investor education, Shunya also. Okay, so there are multiple brokers. So you directly said only Zerodha. Okay, that's the reason I pointed it out. Second thing you said is about the other cost. Okay, so Angel One is a discount broker, agree to that, but it's also a full-fledged broker apart from that. So they offer both the services. Okay, it's not like Zero the Upstocks who are only discount brokers. Angel One offers discount brokers, broking, as well as full-fledged brokers. So it has set of clients. Okay, that's the reason they have good source of revenue. Okay. Last thing, can you just show me where you found that I want the source of that 63.5%. Okay, you showed me on your slide, but I want to know the source, exactly where the source is.
So
The source is
63.5%
the
was showed
financial
by
statement.
Shadab.
Financial statement.
Okay,
from
no, you
Angel.
show. So you have a financial statement which you can
Yes,
show.
yes, that's what the Abhinav has showed.
No, that he showed me on his slide. That was the information which he put. But do you have like the actual
Abhinav,
financial statement? I'm just asking. It's
Yeah,
not
I have it.
compulsory.
I have it. You want to see
yeah,
it?
yes,
Yeah, you can just
we
share
have,
it. That will be better.
Yeah.
uh,
Okay, so just Q4 financial 2024 is 63.5%. Okay,
yes,
that is
it is like
year-on-year
a
growth.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, fine. This is fine.
ठीक है, rebuttal time is over. We have 10 minutes for the audience.
ये मुझे अभिनव एक वो आपने अभी सेकंड टाइम एक एंजल वन का एक ग्राफ दिखाया था, थोड़ा बताएंगे क्या, हल्का सा समझाएंगे मुझे?
कौन सा वाला?
सेकंड टाइम आपने बताया था एंजल वन 2.0 ऐसा। हाँ
ये वाला?
हाँ बस हाँ हाँ ये वाला ही।
क्या करूँ इसका?
ये आपने कुछ एंडिंग में बोला था कि ये प्रॉफिट बढ़ाने का कुछ ऐसा कुछ आपने बोला था।
नहीं, मैंने ये बोला कि जब इन्होंने टेक्नोलॉजी पे फोकस किया rather than फोकसिंग ऑन इंक्रीजिंग ब्रोकरेज या इंक्रीजिंग द मार्जिन
हाँ
फैसिलिटी, तो उनका कॉस्ट टू
ओके
इनकम कम हुआ है।
ओके। लेकिन इसमें ऐसा कुछ है क्या कि
क्या है?
ये मैं आपके लिए क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा हूँ, ये दोनों टीम के लिए क्वेश्चन है
हम्म,
कि ब्रोकरेज कम हो या ज्यादा हो, हम एज अ कस्टमर मैं कोई भी अगर ब्रोकर चुनूं, मेरा ब्रोकरेज ज्यादा जाए या कम जाए, लेकिन कितने आपके टोटल कस्टमर में से कितने लोग प्रॉफिट में है, जो कम ब्रोकरेज दिए हुए भी वो प्रॉफिट में आए या फिर वो भी लॉस में चले गए, ऐसा कुछ डाटा है दोनों के पास?
मतलब तुम ये पूछ रहे हो कि टोटल लेट सपोज कि
मैं
100 क्लाइंट्स है।
ब्रोकरेज, हाँ ब्रोकरेज कुछ भी हो, चाहे 20 रुपए हो या फिर कम ब्रोकरेज, लेकिन
अगर
हम हाँ
का जो मैं अगर बोलना चाहूँ, व्हाट ही वांट टू टेल यू इज कि अगर मेरा पैसा बन रहा है तो मुझे क्या
हम्म,
प्रॉब्लम है उनको थोड़ा पैसा देने में,
तो
यही मतलब है। अगर मैं प्रॉफिट
ब्रोकरेज
करता हूँ,
ऐसा कोई आपके पास कोई डाटा है कि यार जीरोधा हो या ग्रो हो या फिर एंजल वन, उनके टोटल कस्टमर में से इतने उन्होंने इतने सारी टेक्नोलॉजी लाई, इतना सारा ब्रोकरेज कम जमा जो भी किया, लेकिन प्रॉफिट पे हो कस्टमर, उसका फायदा कस्टमर को है।
सो इंद्रजीत, जो तेरा सवाल था उसका जवाब देता हूँ। तो
हाँ हाँ।
एक्चुअली क्या है, तो कौन सा भी ब्रोकर ले लो, ओके,
हम्म
आइदर बी जीरो द डिस्काउंट
हम्म
ब्रोकर या फुल फ्लेज ब्रोकर्स।
हाँ।
ओके, इन एनी सेंस कोई भी ऐसा क्लाइंट्स ने जो गारंटी प्रॉफिट में हो सकता है। ओके, सो दैट वी कैन नॉट टेल यू।
नहीं,
देखिए
गारंटी
क्योंकि
प्रॉफिट नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन हम ऐप यूज इसलिए करेंगे ताकि हमारा कुछ फायदा हो।
नहीं,
हम
दैट
ये
इज
नहीं
द
बोला कि
रीजन।
आप हमें देंगे, हमें चाहिए भी नहीं आपसे, कोई भी इसमें नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन उसकी उस टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज करके कस्टमर प्रॉफिट में आए, या फिर उसको कुछ प्रॉफिट जान दो, थोड़ा कुछ ना कुछ मिले। ऐसा कुछ
मतलब
है
तो
क्या, ऐसा कुछ डाटा है
नहीं
क्या, मैं
नहीं,
ये पूछ रहा हूँ।
एक्चुअली वैसा कुछ, क्योंकि ऐसा कोई डेटा नहीं है कि वी कैन शो यू दैट कोई भी ब्रोकर, ओके, इफ यू आर पेइंग हाई ब्रोकरेज, यू आर पेइंग डिस्काउंट ब्रोकरेज, ओके, द कस्टमर इज गेटिंग वेरी गुड प्रॉफिट, ऐसा कुछ डेटा है ही नहीं मार्केट।
ओके।
ओके, वेर
Right.
हम लोगों ने सर्च किया था, तो आई डोंट नो इफ निशान कैन हेल्प, निशान
No, no,
से
no.
समथिंग।
Agree. Adrian, what you are
करेक्ट,
saying is correctly right
करेक्ट।
because
But
they do not share.
isn't the customer reliable for their own profit and losses? ब्रोकर तो
दैट
प्लेटफॉर्म है ना, फर्क क्या
Exactly.
पड़ता है उससे?
It's about the service
अगर
that
वो
the
20 रुपया
broker
दे, 40 रुपया दे, हाँ, वो 1000 रुपया लॉस हो गया उसको, तो कस्टमर का गलती है ना, ब्रोकर का क्या करे, ऑर्डर तो प्लेस किया उसने उसके लिए।
so customer has to decide on his own, like if he wants to enter the market or if he wants to remain, like, and whichever broker he wants to select. Exactly.
I want to add something to what Abhinav told. I'm going to put you on spot. One point is what Adrian actually covered was every broker gives education, investor education, which is really compulsory. So I think yes, downtown definitely has reduced, but ऐसा नहीं है कि डाउन टाइम होता नहीं है कोई भी ऐप में, ऐप डजंट ब्रेक या कभी हमें ऑर्डर का प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुआ है। फ्रॉम जीरोधा टू ग्रो टू अप स्टॉक टू एंजल वन, हर स्टॉक में प्रॉब्लम्स आए हैं, आउटरेजेस हुए हैं, और उसकी वजह से मी पर्सनली आल्सो हैव सफर्ड अ प्रॉब्लम व्हेन आई हैड टू सेल। तो दैट इज दैट। हैविंग सेड दैट, वो क्यों ब्रोकर कर पा रहे, क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से वो स्केल कर पा रहे, दैट इज व्हाई दे आर एबल टू रिड्यूस द ब्रोकरेज। तो वो टेक्नोलॉजी का एडवांटेज है, नॉट रिड्यूसिंग द ब्रोकरेज, इट्स नॉट अदर वे अराउंड। थर्ड थिंग, फोर्थ थिंग दैट आई वांट टू ऐड के अभिनव आपने बोला कि वो एंजल वन एट 2.0 पे they were trying something really new, that is why उनका revenue was up from 63%, correct, if I'm not wrong।
रेवेन्यू
वो
नहीं,
कुछ
कॉस्ट
नई टेक्नोलॉजी कर रहे थे।
नहीं,
Cost,
कॉस्ट
cost.
कॉस्ट टू इनकम रेशियो जो जावेद ने दिखाया वो 63 बताया, एक्चुअल में वो 54 है।
ठीक है, बट योर
So
पॉइंट
one,
वाज
say Richa, you continue.
यार, तो नई चीजें ट्राई करने की वजह से कॉस्ट कम होता है।
नई चीजें ट्राई करने की वजह से कॉस्ट कम होता है।
इज व्हाट योर स्टेटमेंट वाज, राइट?
नहीं नहीं, मैंने बोला टेक्नोलॉजी इंप्रूव हुआ, उनका ध्यान टेक्नोलॉजी पे था, ब्रोकरेज पे नहीं।
करेक्ट,
हाँ,
So
वही लाइन
one
था
more
ना। तो
thing.
एडवांटेज है ना, ये ब्रोकरेज कम वो इसलिए करे बिकॉज वो टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से स्केल अप
ब्रोकरेज
ज्यादा
तो
कर,
कम हुआ ही नहीं है, मैं कहाँ बोल रहा हूँ ब्रोकरेज कम हुआ है,
जिस
ब्रोकरेज तो
जो
उतना ही है।
He
नहीं
is
नहीं,
not
जो
talking about
brokerage
brokerage. He is cost to क्या बोला था? Cost to what was
Cost to
it?
income ratio.
हाँ,
Cost
cost
to
to
या
income
बट
ratio.
that
टेलिंग यू
ratio
आई
goes
एम,
down.
मैं आप ही का लाइन यूज करके बता रही हूँ कि वो ब्रोकरेज कम कर पा रहे ट्रेडिशनल ब्रोकरेज से बिकॉज वो टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से स्केल अप कर पा रहे। इट्स नॉट कि वो ब्रोकरेज ज्यादा कर रहे इसकी वजह से होता है।
So
सो
one more
दैट
thing,
इज
just to add,
एक मिनट
just to
है, थोड़ा चेंज कर लेते हैं। 4 और मिनट बाकी हैं, किसी और का कोई और क्वेश्चन है तो देख लेते हैं जरा। नहीं है किसी और का कोई क्वेश्चन? ठीक है गाइस, देन यू कंटिन्यू। क्या तुम
one
डिस्कस?
one more thing, just to add what Abhinav has said. So he is specifically pointed out to the super app 2.0. Okay. The reason why Angel One started a super app is just to provide multiple services under the same umbrella. For example, they started offering FDs, fixed deposits, to their customers. Okay, wherein they're getting some commission from that part. So that you can directly go from the app. You can use it from the app. Okay, so nothing like that. A super app is something big. Means it is a good thing, but it's something like great. It's just like multiple services under the same umbrella. So that's the reason a super app came up. Okay, just a name for that for sure, super app. And Angel One still charges very good brokerages at 20 rupees on delivery also. Okay, intraday as well as delivery. So they have a good source. So they have not, anyways, he said they have not reduced, but still they have that brokerage which they spend on technology and other services. Okay, just to maintain their cost.
इंद्रजीत, क्या समझ में आ रहा है तुमको?
बस धंधा बढ़ रहा है सब।
धंधा बढ़
ब्रोकरेज
रहा
से।
है, अच्छा।
हाँ। ब्रोकरेज कम करने से बाकी कोई फायदा नहीं हो रहा है किसी को।
ब्रोकरेज कम
वही जो
करने से धंधा बढ़ेगा, तुम बोल रहे हो?
नहीं, वो लोग ज्यादा ट्रेड कर रहे हैं। लॉस रिकॉर्ड के चक्कर में क्या ब्रोकरेज तो कम लग रहा है ना, मार देते। तो मारते मारते इतना ब्रोकरेज ज्यादा है कि जैसे पहले स्लाइड में निशान ने दिखाया था कि उनका धंधा ही बढ़ रहा है।
अच्छा।
वो यूएस ब्रोकर्स के लिए था बेसिकली, जो बताया उसको।
ना वो भी और ये इंडिया का भी सब धंधा ही
जीरोधा
बढ़
का
रहा
भी
है
था,
ना।
जीरोधा का भी था ना उसमें।
आई गेस नेक्स्ट स्लाइड सूरज बताएगा दिस थिंग।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, चलो।
अभी टाइम है, 1.5 मिनट और है, किसी को या 1.25 मिनट और? Yeah. Lakshmi, Ishika, anything on your mind? What are you feeling about this debate? Is it making sense, not making sense? Akib? और किससे पूछ सकते हैं?
Yes, judges didn't answer on
Sir,
ask any
judges,
questions.
yes.
The judges, any thoughts judges might have? We still have 1 more minute to go. Chalo, let's move to the third question then.
सर आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन टू
हाँ
आस्क।
बोलो, हाँ बोलो।
सर जैसा एंजल वन के पहले भी कुछ ब्रोकर्स थे प्रीवियसली अर्ली स्टेजेस में, वो
हेलो।
चार्जेस।
कौन? आकिब है क्या? आकिब 1 मिनट, ये निखिल
हाँ,
कुछ बोल रहा है। गो अहेड निखिल।
तो बिफोर एंजल वन देयर वाज आल्सो सम ब्रोकर जो ब्रोकरेज चार्ज करते थे, तो उनका चार्जेस का कुछ डेटा है हमारे पास बिफोर एंजल वन एंड एंजल वन के आने के बाद में उन्होंने उस ब्रोकरेज को कम किया है एंड ब्रोकरेज कम करने के बाद में शायद एंजल वन का मोनोपोली हो गया था, लाइक देन जीरोदा आया, देन जीरोदा ने कुछ कम किया, तो उसके कारण एंजल वन का भी मोनोपोली थोड़ा कम हुआ है। देन हम अभी अगर देखते हैं तो अभी लॉट्स ऑफ ब्रोकरेजेस आर देयर एंड जिन्होंने ब्रोकरेज कम किया है, सो कॉम्पिटिटिव नेचर में ऐसा भी हो सकता है इन फ्यूचर कि ब्रोकरेज जीरो हो जाए।
तो
अच्छा,
I'll answer.
क्वेश्चन, आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन, लाइक ठीक है, ब्रोकरेज कम किया, रेवेन्यू बढ़ा, जो भी हुआ, मार्जिन्स का क्या हुआ? मार्जिन, आर देयर मार्जिन्स गोइंग डाउन? देयर बिजनेस मार्जिन्स by reducing brokerage, is their business margin going up or down? What is our understanding of that?
Actually, this was shown by Seth in the first slide. Okay, so in case they try to reduce it, okay, now by more than say 25%, 50%, okay, from 20 rupees they go to 10 rupees, okay, then their margins start going down. Okay,
अच्छा,
so they'll get 10 rupees per order instead of 20 rupees per order.
ठीक है,
Okay, and majority of the brokerage, like discount brokers, I'm saying as a firm,
ठीक है,
they
लेट्स मूव टू
are
थर्ड क्वेश्चन। थर्ड क्वेश्चन
okay.
बट सर जीरोधा के केस में तो अपोजिट हुआ, उनके मार्जिन भी बढ़े और रेवेन्यू भी बढ़ा।
They were the first mover advantage.
थर्ड क्वेश्चन पे आते हैं गाइस, थर्ड क्वेश्चन पे आते हैं। right?
Pratik, Nikhil's question was answered, but fine.
क्या हुआ?
Nikhil had asked a question which is pending.
और अगला उसकी नेक्स्ट सेशन में लेते हैं ना।
Okay, and Sachin.
स्टार्ट करो थर्ड क्वेश्चन।
Yes, sir. आवाज आ रही है? Hello.
आ रही है,
हाँ,
स्टार्ट कर जल्दी।
बोलो बोलो।
Okay. So the third question is, what role do technology and automation play in the cost structure of brokerage firms, and can they offset the impact of reduced charges? कि जो technology और automation का क्या रोल है ब्रोकरिंग फर्म्स के, जितने ब्रोकरिंग फर्म्स है उसके कॉस्ट स्ट्रक्चर में, और किस तरीके से वो रिड्यूसिंग चार्जेस को इम्पैक्ट करता है। तो यहाँ पे ग्लोबल फाइनेंस सर्विस बेंचमार्क्स का डेटा है, जो सिंथेसिस है, जो कंसल्टिंग फर्म्स है मैकेंजी, बीसीजी एंड ओलिवर वेमार की। तो उसमें हमने देखा है कि जो ऑपरेशनल ओपेक्स है उसमें से जो प्री ऑटोमेशन एरा है, जब टेक्नोलॉजी या बाकी सारी चीजें एआई वगैरह डेवलप नहीं हुए थे, तो उस एरा में किस तरीके से ओपेक्स होता था, और अब जबकि टेक्नोलॉजी है, ये सारे रिसोर्सेस है हमारे पास, तो किस तरीके से ओपेक्स होता है। तो सबसे पहले स्टाफ एंड पर्सनल कॉस्ट कॉस्ट तो उसमें सबसे पहले प्री ऑटोमेशन एरा में 55 से 65% तक खर्च होता था, और अब मतलब अगर कंपैरिजन करें, टेक्नोलॉजी है हमारे पास, तो उसी के कंपैरिजन में 35 to 45% ही उसमें क्या पे ओपेक्स चेंज हुआ है। साथ ही में टेक्नोलॉजी स्पेंडिंग ये तब कम होती थी क्योंकि उतनी टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं थी, अब टेक्नोलॉजी बढ़ गई है, और खास करके 2015 के बाद से बहुत ज्यादा रैपिडली ग्रोथ हुई है टेक्नोलॉजी स्पेंडिंग में। उसी के बाद फिजिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, पहले 2000 मतलब 1980 1990 में हर चीज फिजिकली होती थी, जैसे कि रेंट हो गया, यूटिलिटी हो गया, फिजिकल ब्रांचेस होती थी। किसी ब्रोकर को कोई एरिया टारगेट करना है तो उसको बेसिकली वहां पे एक ऑफिस सेटअप करना पड़ता था, लेकिन अब वैसा नहीं है। ऑटोमेशन से, टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से सारी चीजें जो हो गई वो ऑनलाइन हो गई है, तो इसी में स्पेंडिंग जो है वो कम हो गई है फिजिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की। उसके बाद सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग, क्योंकि अब इंटरनेट फ्री फ्लो हो गया है, फ्री इंटरनेट है, हर जगह पे सोशल मीडिया का जमाना है, तो पहले जो सेल्स और मार्केटिंग एक्सपेंस था वो 10 से 15% था, अब वो बढ़ के 15 से 20% हो गए। तो कुछ डेटा पैक एग्जांपल मैं यहाँ पे देखता हूँ। एक स्टडी है जिन्होंने बताया है कि जो ऑटोमेशन और टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करने की वजह से जो कॉस्ट कट हुए हैं उसका पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट देखने को मिला है मार्केट में। जैसे कि मार्केट पार्टिसिपेंट्स बढ़े हैं, नंबर ऑफ जो वॉल्यूम है वो बढ़ा है। उसके बाद स्केलेबिलिटी बढ़ी है, जैसे जीरोदा ये बहुत ज्यादा टेक हेवी प्लेटफॉर्म है, तो इसने अलाउ किया है, क्या अलाउ किया है, पहले से ज्यादा 10x वॉल्यूम्स के ट्रेड्स आज वो एक दिन में प्लेस कर सकता है, वो भी बहुत कम फीस में। ठीक है, तो ये सिर्फ पॉसिबल हो पाया है टेक्नोलॉजी और इनोवेशन के थ्रू। उसके बाद बेन एंड कंपनी की एक रिसर्च रिपोर्ट कंफर्म करती है कि जो ऑटोमेशन लीडर्स है, ऑटोमेशन लीडर्स का बेसिकली मतलब यही है कि जो ब्रोकिंग फर्म्स अपने ओपेक्स का 20% से ज्यादा आईटी बजट पे स्पेंड करती हो, उसको बोलते हैं ऑटोमेशन लीडर। तो जिन्होंने 20% से या 20 से ज्यादा परसेंट आईटी बजट पे स्पेंड किया है, उन्होंने 17 से 22% तक कॉस्ट को रिड्यूस किया है। और जो लेगार्ड्स है, लेगार्ड्स मतलब जिन्होंने आईटी स्पेंडिंग को 5% या उससे कम रखा है, उन्होंने कंपेयर टू 7 से 8% ही कॉस्ट सेव किया है। तो यही बताता है कि जो टेक्नोलॉजी या इनोवेशन है, ऑटोमेशन है, उसके वजह से जो कॉस्ट कटिंग है वो हुई है, और उसकी वजह से जो सेविंग्स है, जो रिडक्शन हुए हैं, वो ब्रोकरेज फर्म्स को एक बेनिफिशियल हुए। उसके बाद तो क्या रिड्यूस चार्जेस हुए, तो यस, जो ऑटोमेशन की वजह से ऑब्वियस ही है कि कमीशन जीरो हो चुके हैं ऑलमोस्ट। और पहले जैसे 1990s 1980s के दौर में हर ट्रेड पे ब्रोकर्स जो था वो बहुत मोटा कमीशन लेते थे, लेकिन अब नियरली कमीशन जीरो हो गए। तो उसकी वजह से क्या हुआ है, रेवेन्यू फिर भी डाइवर्सिफाई हो गया, वॉल्यूम भी ग्रोथ हो गई है, मार्जिन एक्सपेंशन हुआ है, तो ये सिर्फ टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से हुआ है। उसके बाद ये जो शिफ्ट था जीरो कमीशन का, ये शुरू हुआ था जैसे आप सबको पता है चार्ल्स वेब एंड रॉबिनहुड के ब्रोकिंग फर्म्स ने। तो यहाँ पे अगर आप देखोगे तो जो चैलेंजेस है, जैसे टेक्नोलॉजी है, टेक्नोलॉजी बढ़ने की वजह से मार्जिन एक्सपेंशन हुए है और प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी बढ़ी है। अब वो कॉस्ट कटिंग की वजह से भी हुआ है। अब यहाँ पे अगर आप देखोगे तो दो एरा का कंपैरिजन है बेसिकली, प्री ऑटोमेशन एरा और मॉडर्न डिजिटल एरा, मतलब 1980 1990 में किस तरीके से ट्रेड होता था, और अब टेक्नोलॉजी और ऑटोमेशन की वजह से क्या चेंज हुआ है। पहले आपको फिजिकली हर चीज करनी पड़ती थी, अगर एक ऑर्डर प्लेस करना है तो आपको कॉल करना पड़ता था, फिर वहां से एक
15
बंदा
सेकेंड।
जो ब्रोकिंग फर्म का बंदा है वो खुद जाके मैन्युअली फ्लोर पे जाके ऑर्डर प्लेस करता था, उसमें पूरी प्रोसेस में 14 दिन लग जाते थे। लेकिन अब डिजिटल मॉडर्न एरा में अगर आप देखोगे तो वही चीज कुछ क्लिक के अंदर, 1 या 2 दिन के अंदर आप किसी भी सिक्योरिटी में इजीली इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो।
चलो
उसके
विनय,
बाद
टाइम टाइम।
Suraj?
Yeah, Adrian, can you share this? Hello, Adrian?
One second, I'm sharing. One second, I'm
Yeah,
sharing.
yeah.
One second, I'm just checking. Okay. This is the slide, technology. Start. You can see the slide, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the motion before us is, will reducing brokerage charges in Indian stock market help or hurt brokers? So I firm Stanley by on the side that it hurts the brokers. So the popular story is that technology, automation, and scale have magically protected brokers from the lower fees. But in reality, in India in 2025, it's very different. All the brokers are facing falling revenues, rising fixed costs, and tighter regulations from SEBI. So when brokerage charges are cut in this environment, it does not help them. It squeezes their own margins and threatens their survival. So as per the IRCA Securities and Broking Industry reports, these are the causes and the reasons. So now the first point will be industry-wide profit margin squeeze. So let's begin with what is happening to the industry as a whole. So ICRA's latest research on the securities broking industry shows that net income is expected to degrow by about 5 to 10%, and the operating profit margins may contract from about 500 basis points in the coming 2026 year 26. So compared with the first half of the FY of 25, a 500 basis point contraction means, just for an example, for understanding, a 20% operating margin can fall off to 15%, which is about 25% reduction in profitability. So importantly, ICRA also attributes this to the regulatory changes from SEBI, high compliance costs and technology costs, and intense competition. Now, this margin squeeze is already happening even before any further deep cuts are given in the brokerage rates. So when we reduce brokerage, we are also cutting directly into the margins that are already under the visible pressure for the entire country, not just for a few weak players, even for the major players. So now second point coming to is technology and the compliance are fixed, but the costs are rising day by day for technology. Now we may say technology and automations are making brokers efficient, so they can simply cut charges. But that sounds nice in hindsight, but let's see what technology and regulations actually demand. So SEBI rules on trading software and technology clearly require brokers offering online trading to maintain approved trading systems, real-time risk management systems, detailed audit trails for auditing, and minimum net worth levels. So for internet trading alone, brokers need a net worth of around 50 lakhs and higher capital and system standards as they expand segments and services. So all of this means like huge fixed costs for the broker, trading platform also, servers are needed, data feeds are required, even cyber security needs to be handled, compliance software needs to be built, audits have to be done, and staffs also have to be trained to use those softwares. So these are not optional luxuries, these are mandatory requirements from SEBI. So when brokerage per trade of drops, for example, from around 5-6 points to 2 points, revenue per unit also falls by 60-70%. So, but this fixed tech and compliance costs might reduce by barely 5 to 10% at best. So that mismatch guarantees that lower brokerage charges translate into low profitability for brokers as a class. So just for an example, let's look into our own house. Like we are a zero customer based company right as of now. So our just currently cost of technology for AWS hosting is around 35, 40, 50,000. It changes, varies. So just understand, like if you have 3 crore clients uh, at a time on your platform, how much cost will that require to host the servers, cross platforming, and updating the trade orders and everything? Just imagine the cost. So now the third condition comes here is market conditions also hurt everyone. So now next, look at the broader market environment in which fee cuts are happening. In 2025, stricter SEBI rules on margins and derivatives, higher risk controls, and tighter supervisions have reduced speculative future and options activity. So this lead to a lot of and lakhs of retail clients become inactive with existing trading accounts, but money control and other outlets reported these are discount broker traders. So together lost around 26 lakh active clients in a single quarter, highlighting a clear slowdown in the retail trading. So on top of that, SEBI's move to uniform exchange fees has removed the volume-based discounts that brokers previously enjoyed, so forcing them to bear higher transaction costs or pass them on in other ways. So brokers are getting hit from both sides, like lower trading volumes as well as high per trade cost from SEBI, even before any voluntary reduction in brokerage charges. So in such scenario, cutting a brokerage is not a harmless move. It is slashing your salary when your rent, electricity bill are already going up day by day. So these are clearly reports given from the SEBI fee impact brochure and the money control website.
Yeah,
So
Suraj, the time is
evidence.
up. The time is up.
Time is up.
Yeah. You wasted 1 minute initially.
Time is not up यार, अभी time है, बोलो.
Sir, they initially wasted 1 minute while sharing the screen.
नहीं, I kept count of all that. Don't worry about that. That's my job. Let me do my job. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So in next point, evidence from the market leaders also. Some might still argue that big tech savvy brokers can survive and therefore everyone should just cut fees. But look what is happening with the big name also. Like India's largest discount broker Zerodha reports that its brokerage revenue has dropped from 40% year on year in the Q1 of
Time up.
25.
Time up, guys. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Suraj, as you were giving the example of ICICI Direct in the financial year 25, right? So firstly, ICICI Direct is a full service broker. It is not a discount broker. Their entire model depends heavily on RM, that is relationship managers, branches, advisory, etc. So their entire high cost structure is hurting them. It is not the brokerage which is hurting them, or the charges of technology which you mentioned. Next is that ICICI Directs per customer obviously gets higher because their charges are more, as I mentioned, of the relationship manager, the advisory, and branches. So this is why the profits fell. It is not because the brokerage is low. So giving the examples of Zero, the Grow, they all reduce charges and they have been making profit. So ICICI Direct is an exceptional due to its old business model, and that is it. The entire industry moved from discount pricing. ICICI Direct is losing because they did not adapt, not because low brokerage is unprofitable. Next thing, you mentioned that the tech costs are rising day by day. I completely agree, but the point I want to make here is the tech cost is initially high, but it can, if the tech is continuously being managed, it has near to zero marginal cost. So once the platform is built, it serves millions of users without any proportional cost of increase. If you see the data, the number of active users of Zerodha is 7.1 million active users as of November 2025, right? That total employee of the Zerodha is close to 1100 to 1200. So this simply means that the cost barely increases even when the volumes double. So in the modern era, you being a developer, the cloud and microservices has reduced infra cost by 60 to 80% if we compare to the older models at which you mentioned in the example. Now the customer support cost gets reduced massively with certain things like automation, AI chat, digital KYC, and instant onboarding. So every year the broker, process more customers with fewer employees, which proves that tech is reducing per user cost. It is not increasing. Next is you mentioned that SEBI charges brokers for internet trading, right? See, SEBI charges are a pass through, as I mentioned in the first question's rebuttal also, that the broker does not pay from their pocket. They are directly adding to the client's contract note. If you have seen the brokerage charges, there's a section where it says SEBI turnover charges, that is 0.0001%. Right. So SEBI's internet trading fees applies to exchanges, not to brokers, and this directly does not affect the revenue margins. Brokers simply collect them and remit these charges. So even if SEBI increases, let's say, fees, broker directly does not get affected. The client pays, the broker pass it on to the exchange.
And you also said that 26 lakh customers or clients left the market, but
Time up,
the
time up,
logic was
guys.
not to the
Guys,
technology.
time up.
Okay.
Okay, so Abhinav, first of all, I never even mentioned ICICI in my point. If you can see the recording next time, please refer to it. I was talking about Zerodha and discount brokers. So my point being here is just for maintaining technological costs. Right now, 3 months ago, the RAM, if you just wanted to buy a 16 GB RAM in market, you would have to pay around 8 to 9,000 rupees. Right now, the cost is around double, plus it's around 120%. A single RAM of 8 GB costs around 22,000 rupees. So just understand the scale of servers they have to build to keep this RAM cost high, and the technological manufacturing is reducing, which will overall put pressure on the current infrastructure due to the user base using the technology even not using, they are still present as an active client. Still, that will incur the cost to the broker rather than the service provider, which in turn will have to be paid by the broker at in his end. So, and the second point what I was making to say was like Shunya, which was a zero brokerage firm up till 2024, has just started charging 5 rupees brokerage cost just to sustain their services. They have even mentioned a circulate which they passed to their clients in 25, start of 25, I guess, where they have started mailing the customer that we'll start charging you 5 rupees as brokerage charge just to maintain an infrastructure, not even to have become profitable, just to start and keep a infrastructure they are working on stable and performing well. And the third point being here is like suppose if you have lakhs of customers, the technological pressure that these brokers have is too much. Like they can't handle any hiccups into the live market. So they need to keep the infrastructure up to date and ready with the services that clients need to be clients require. So I don't think paying just 20 rupees per trade is a big of a loss to the user if he's getting services in return where there are no hiccups, orders are placed properly, everything is done at a proper time, everything is managed by the broker itself. So the next point also being the advancements like what Abhinav said, Vinay said, that the after 2000 automation, pre-automation, even after automation, pre-automation, even though the percentage has reduced, but the user clientele has also increased. So this in turn puts load on the technological capabilities that the broker is having as of now. Yeah, yes sir, I'm done.
तो
Wait,
तो तो
it's
जो
done
आपने
or
बोला ना कि 2000
no?
के बाद
Extension.
clients बढ़े हैं
My son is done.
No, but wait,
And then you can continue. If you
time
have
is
more,
pending.
continue.
So Vinay, so तुम तेरा slide दिखा सकते हो? You can just show your slide.
Okay.
First slide, yeah, this thing. One more thing, what Abhinav said during the presentation, he said, not during the presentation, during this rebuttal time, that there's even cost to maintain those servers. One thing, okay, it's not just you just pay the cost upfrontly and then it works automatically. Next thing, if I see in Vinay's slide, Vinay, tell you, okay, if you see because of automation, the costs are just moved from personal cost to the technology cost. Okay, there's no much difference in the other cost. If you go to see the third and the fourth.
Hello, time up. Acha audience, please go ahead. Especially the people that are watching our debates for the first time. Are you enjoying it? Are you learning something? Or are they moving too fast, too slow? Any thought on that, please? Maitri, तुम्हें कैसा लग रहा है ये debate compared to other debates we have had in the past?
So, Pratik, actually, for me, all these things are very, very new. So, I'm trying, like, getting a hang of how things are processed in this trading industry, like the number of costs that are incurred while processing your trades. So, I'm trying to understand, though my understanding is just beginning, is what I want to say.
Sure. तो अच्छा चलो एक सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है मेरा, राइट? फाइनली द बेनिफिशियरी ऑफ ऑल द ट्रेडिंग इज द एक्सचेंज. जो भी टेक्नोलॉजी नीड्स हैं वो एक्सचेंज क्यों डायरेक्टली प्रोवाइड नहीं करती? व्हाई डज देयर नीड टू बी अ ब्रोकर लेयर इन द मिडल?
So actually, Exchange was planning to do that. Okay, they actually in the year, I guess 2023. Okay, they were trying to have a system wherein users can directly place a trade on the exchange. Okay, but nothing materialized at that point in time. So the main issue is that every user needs to be verified, the KYC verification.
अच्छा.
Okay, and to handle all these things, Exchange finds it very difficult because currently they're managing the brokers. Okay, then all this infrastructure to set up, I think that's the reason that thing went on hold. In the year 2023, it was. They were planning for it.
Okay, so the main value that the brokers provide to the exchange is KYC, or is it something else?
It's KYC, yeah, handling the customers, like all customers' complaints. Okay, then verifying the customers. Okay, so there are multiple things like verifying the customer, handling the customer complaints. Okay, and having the robust technology system that is Exchange employed directly also. but major is these handling the customers. So that infrastructure, it costs the exchange a lot.
No, but suppose the exchange was handling the customers, let's say for a moment, right? Would the cost that the exchange would incur, would that be the same as the cost incurred? Like there are, say, like there are 5 brokers, right? Each broker is, let's say, incurring, just for example, 10 crores of cost for handling the customer service part for the exchange. Total cost is 50 crores. If the exchange had this 50 crores, I think they could do a better job, no? Or would it not make any difference? What do you think? Any thoughts on that? Yeah.
And others who can answer. I think it won't make much difference, but will just increase the pressure on the exchange, okay, to handle multiple things. As of now, broker is just passing on the transaction cost to the exchange. So in any ways, they're earning. Okay, so extra for the brokerage is going from the client's pocket, and the broker bears the cost of handling the customer, their complaints, everything. So it is like a less of a burden to the exchange.
Yeah, but sir, whatever you have asked, that in my opinion, in my understanding, that brokers keep the client continuously engaged towards their broking platform or terminal or the things, because many of time what happens that if your account gets dormant, or like you are inactive for 1 or 2 or 3 months, so consecutive 4 or 5 months with like you're not trading, so your broker will definitely call you back that क्यों क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है, आप क्यों ट्रेडिंग नहीं कर रहे हो. So basically, but I in my understanding, NSE is not going to do that kind of things with the clients. So that's the make the difference.
ठीक है, वो तो कस्टमर सर्विस हो गया, right? Another metaphor, एक और metaphor, just to keep changing metaphors to understand what is going on. Basically, NSC and BSC are wholesalers. Broker is the retailer, right? Is that a fair metaphor to use?
No,
Okay. Why not?
you can tell D2C हो सकता है, like not like it's a warehouse.
What's a warehouse?
They can be called as distributors, like middlemen जो होते हैं. I think so.
हाँ,
Like they're distributing the
Distributor बोल
shares
रहे
on
हो,
the
ये थोड़ा
exchange.
बी स्पेसिफिक, ये प्रोनाउंस में बात करोगे मैं कंफ्यूज हो जाऊंगा, सो प्लीज.
डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स लाइक जैसे अभी मेरे
नहीं,
फार्मिंग
डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर
करते
कौन
हैं
होता है मेरे को पता है, लेकिन किसको तुम डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर बोल रहे
ब्रोकर्स को.
हो? अच्छा,
लाइक दे डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग द.
नहीं तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर और रिटेलर, चलो इसमें ही बता दो क्या डिफरेंस है तुम्हारे माइंड में डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर और रिटेलर में.
नहीं, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर एक्सचेंज हुआ ना.
एक्सचेंज तो होलसेलर बोल रहा है ना, एक्सचेंज तो वेयर हाउस बोल रहे थे तुम. वेयर हाउस तो होलसेलर का ही होता है.
नॉट रियली.
जल्दी जल्दी
डिपेंड
बोलो, ऐसे बीच में ब्रेक्स मत लो, नहीं तो टाइम नहीं है अपने पास. What is it?
रिटेलर्स आर कैन बी कॉल्ड एज द एंड कस्टमर्स इन शॉर्ट, जिनको एकदम एंड में जो मिलता है everything at the end. Retailer, they incur the cost of the distributors as well as the wholesalers. वो दोनों cost तो वही incur करता है at the end.
क्या तुम बोल रहे हो, कस्टमर इज द रिटेलर?
He can be called na, in a way. He is the
नहीं,
one
कस्टमर तो
incurring the cost.
कस्टमर है.
सर
वो तो पैसा
सब
आपको लगा
ब्रोकर्स
के खरीद रहा है ना, जो जेब से पैसा निकाल के स्टॉक खरीद रहा है, वो रिटेलर कैसे हो गया?
sub broker is also there, sir, under the brokers. So they take margin on
नहीं
the.
तो आई एम क्लबिंग सब ब्रोकर्स एंड ब्रोकर्स टुगेदर.
Okay. So part of business. Okay.
Because basically most sub brokers are employees or franchisees of brokers anyway, right?
ठीक.
तो मेरा मेन क्वेश्चन यही था कि सपोज आई वॉक इनटू अ रिटेल शॉप, right? I don't get charged a fee for making a purchase. Whatever is, like if I purchase 1 item or 2 items or 3 items, I get charged per item, right? I never get a feeling that I'm getting charged a brokerage a fee for just visiting the shop or for conducting a purchase, right? I mean, for example, no retail shop will ask me for a tip for making a purchase. कोई thought है क्या इस पे किसी का?
So in this, anyone also answer can answer.
सर पर
So
अभी आप किसी शॉप में जाते हो, वो दुकान वाला अपना अपना कट तो निकाल के लेगा ना उसके वर्किंग के लिए।
नहीं तो वो लगाओ
आपको
ना,
नहीं पता
वो
चल रहा है
लगाओ स्टॉक के
तो
प्राइस में
ब्रो
लगाओ।
के प्राइस है कैसे लगाएगा सर? अभी अगर उसको कोई सामान
नहीं
1500 में
नहीं,
मिल रहा है, वो
कैसे
आपको 2000
लगाएगा
में
वो,
बेच रहा है।
कैसे लगाए तो बनाना पड़ेगा ना, उसका मॉडल बनाना पड़ेगा।
हम्म
कैसे लगाएगा? एवरीथिंग इज पॉसिबल। ऑल आई एम सेइंग इज, सी ये कैसे वाला पार्ट इज ऑलवेज एड्रेसेबल। इफ 5 people sat down and thought through कि ये कैसे करना है, it can be done. I think it can be done, right? See, the main question I'm asking is, have we succumbed to tradition, or is there a rationale behind this entire system that has been constructed? Or has it just been evolving in a particular direction and it's probably taking the wrong turn? सूरज मेरा क्वेश्चन समझ गया ना? नहीं,
सर इसमें एक चीज कर सकते हैं।
एक मिनट एक मिनट एक मिनट एक मिनट, हाँ सूरज समझ गया मेरा क्वेश्चन?
हाँ सर समझ।
अच्छा ठीक है, बोलो राहुल, क्या बोल रहे थे?
मैं बोल रहा था सर,
हाँ
इसमें
बोलो। हाँ
जो ट्रेडिशन की बात कर रहे हो आप, क्या अभी अक्सर सेलर ही, सॉरी बायर जो रहता है, सपोज मैं पार्ले जी का 5 वाला पैकेट खरीद रहा हूँ,
ठीक है,
तो उसको रिटेलर को 4.5 या कितने रुपए में पड़ा है, तब वो 50 पैसा कमा रहा है।
नहीं लेकिन
तो
वो तो
इसमें
कस्टमर है, कस्टमर
हाँ
को तो
हाँ,
कुछ पता नहीं है ना कि
तो
कितना पड़ा है, क्या हुआ है,
वही
राइट?
बोल रहा हूँ मैं सर,
अच्छा बोलो।
रादर देन हमारे से लेके अगर वो खुद पार्ले जी मैन्युफैक्चर से लेता है 50 पैसा या उसका मार्जिन,
हाँ
तो एक वो तरीका अच्छा हो सकता है कि ऐसा हम बना सकते हैं, क्या सेलर तो ऑलरेडी पैसे दे ही रहा है,
राइट।
पर जो बायर उस पे मार्जिन
सेलर
कमा रहा
पैसे
है,
दे रहा है? कौन सेलर सेलर पैसे दे रहा है, ये मेरे को नहीं
सॉरी
समझा।
सॉरी बायर बायर
बायर
जो,
पैसे दे रहा है, ठीक है।
हाँ मैं जो खरीद रहा हूँ 5 रुपए तो मैं ऑलरेडी दे रहा हूँ,
हम्म
तो जो कमा रहा है मैन्युफैक्चर, उसने ये ब्रोकरेज पे करना चाहिए या कमीशन देना चाहिए इसको जो सेल कर, मिडल
राइट।
मैन जो है।
थोड़ा वो मेरे को वो पार्ट भी अनक्लियर है। मतलब मैंने ये पॉइंट सजेस्ट किया है, बट आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि मेरे को कंप्लीटली समझा है ये पॉइंट। बिकॉज मोस्टली क्या होता है, द स्टॉक मार्केट इज एक्चुअली अ सेकेंडरी मार्केट, राइट? जब
राइट।
आईपीओ आता है दैट इज द प्राइमरी मार्केट। एक बार वो प्राइमरी मार्केट बन गया, बेसिकली the firm whose stock is being floated has very little role to play। एक बार स्टॉक फ्लोट हो गया, the only way they play a role is when they sell
इनिशियल।
more stock that they already have, right?
हम्म
जो स्टॉक ऑलरेडी मार्केट में है उसमें फर्म का हार्डली एनी रोल रहता है, राइट? वो जैसे in a way you can say that the stock market is like the reseller market। कि भैया जैसे ईबे पे सेल हो रहा है एक ही प्रोडक्ट, कस्टमर एक दूसरे कस्टमर को बेच रहा है, राइट?
हम्म
So it is by secondary market it becomes, it's almost like a used car sale, a used car seller kind of environment। कि जो ब्रोकर है ही इज बेसिकली अ यूज्ड कार सेल्समैन। कि एक कार यूज हो गई है, उसको उसको वापस किया गया है ब्रोकर को, अब वो उसी कार को किसी और को बेच रहा है।
बट सर वो सेकेंडरी कार हो जाएगी ना, सेकेंडरी कार का वैल्यू कम ही होता है हमेशा।
चलो लास्ट क्वेश्चन पे आ जाए इस बात पे। आई मीन द होल पॉइंट,
सर
आई
और
एम
एक
नॉट
है
सीकिंग एन आंसर, आई एम ऑल आई एम ट्राइंग टू डू इज ट्रिगर अ डिबेट विद इन डजन डायमंड्स। that makes us think about what is the actual structure and what is the dynamics of this whole stockbroker market. ठीक है, ये अपन
सर
करेंगे बाद में,
लाइक
डिस्कशन करेंगे।
एक पॉइंट है
क्वेश्चन
मेरा,
क्या आया था?
इफ
हाँ बोलो
यू
बोलो
अलाउ।
सूरज, हाँ
So,
बोलो।
like, rather than suffocating the brokers, we should incentivize the users for paying the brokerage. Like, अभी जैसे वो 20 रुपए जो भी पे करते हैं, like, brokers can implement a system where they can, like, use those, convert them to points or something, like every point is a rupee or something, and they can invest those in like paying to their premium services. Like, they can do this. Like, if you're paying brokerage also, तो तुम्हारे premium services के भी काम आ रहा है आगे जाके, kind of a thing. So that will
Right.
incentivize the user भी. Like, मैं brokerage दे रहा हूँ, चलो ठीक है, पर काम आ रहा है हमसे।
And the other
Otherwise, we can implement
model, as long as we are talking
हाँ
about, the other model is the airline service model.
हम्म
Where they charge, even like earlier, there used to be a time the whole airline used to be a single experience, right?
पॉइंट सिस्टम होते थे उनके, फ्लाई पॉइंट कुछ तो होते
नहीं वो तो सेपरेट है। लंच वंच के लिए भी तुमको कुछ पे नहीं करना पड़ता था। यू वुड वॉक इन टू अ
थे।
प्लेन, ऑल द सर्विसेज वुड अपीयर टू बी फ्री। नाउ यू हैव टू पे फॉर ईच सर्विस, राइट?
या
चलो, देर आर मेनी डिफरेंट मॉडल्स, वील टॉक अबाउट इट विद इन डजन डायमेंशन। चलो लास्ट क्वेश्चन लेते हैं।
So our last question of the debate is, what are the potential benefits of reducing brokerage charges for retail investor, and how might these changes influence market accessibility? Why lower brokerage charges matter for retail investor? जब brokerage charges कम हो जाते हैं तो उससे जो रिटेल इन्वेस्टर का जो एक्सेस होता है, जो पार्टिसिपेशन होता है, वो बढ़ जाता है। इसका रीजन ये होता है कि जो कॉस्ट बैरियर है उनका एंट्री और एग्जिट करने पे वो कम हो जाता है, और इसी रीजन की वजह से जो ब्रोकर है वो इस टाइम पे जो पार्टिसिपेशन है और जो पार्टिसिपेशन है इन्वेस्टर्स का, वो लूज नहीं करते, वहाँ पे स्केल करते हैं। तो यहाँ पे क्या बोल रहा है, जब डिस्काउंट ब्रोकर का रेवोल्यूशन आया था, जब उन्होंने लो ब्रोकरेज का मॉडल यूज करा था, तो उससे पार्टिसिपेशन जो है रिटेल इन्वेस्टर का काफ़ी बढ़ा था। उससे मिलियंस ऑफ न्यू इन्वेस्टर्स अट्रैक्ट हुए थे, स्पेशली मिलेनियल्स। एंड ड्यूरिंग दिस 10.4 मिलियन ऑफ न्यू इन्वेस्टर्स अकाउंट भी आए थे, बिकॉज ऑफ द लो ब्रोकरेज मॉडल एंड इम्प्रूवमेंट इन डिजिटल केवाईसी। और जब मोस्ट ऑफ द जो ट्रेडिंग प्लेटफॉर्म्स है, जीरो था, अपस्टॉक्स एंड ग्रो, जब इन्होंने अपना फ्लैट फी मॉडल यूज करा था 20 रुपीज़ वाला, इससे मास अडॉप्शन हुआ था। और इसी इसी पॉइंट पे मैं अपना स्टडी इसको कंक्लूड करता हूँ, जिसमें बोला गया है कि जो लो ब्रोकरेज मॉडल है, इसने क्या करा है, नेशन वाइड पार्टिसिपेशन को, रिटेल पार्टिसिपेशन को काफ़ी पुश करा है। अगर मैं इसका इम्पैक्ट बताऊं ब्रोकरेज का प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस पे क्या होता है, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे जैसे कि जीरोधा का मैं देख रहा हूँ, जीरोधा का यहाँ पर मेरा वो है पोर्टल है, इसमें 400 क्वांटिटीज में बाय कर रहा हूँ, और बाइंग प्राइस मैं 400 क्वांटिटीज बाय प्राइस कर रहा हूँ एट द रेट ऑफ रुपीज़ 1000, एंड उसको मैं 1100 पे सेल कर रहा हूँ। अब जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे ब्रोकरेज चार्जेस मेरा जीरो है, एंड आफ्टर कैलकुलेटिंग ऑल द स्टैट्यूटरी चार्जेस मेरा जो नेट PNL आ रहा है वो 39,068 रुपीज़ 58 पैसा आ रहा है। अब सिमिलरली मैं एंजल वन प्लेटफॉर्म पे गया, एंड मैंने यही चीज करा, मैंने 400 क्वांटिटीज बाय करा 1000 के प्राइस पे, एंड 1100 पे सेल करा। अब यहाँ पे आफ्टर कैलकुलेटिंग ऑल द स्टैट्यूटरी चार्जेस मेरा नेट PNL 38,997.78 पैसा आ रहा है। ये डिफरेंस जो पूरा आ रहा है वो ब्रोकरेज का है। एक जगह मेरे को ब्रोकरेज जीरो मिल रहा है, एक जगह मेरे को ब्रोकरेज 40 मिल रहा है। जैसे कि देखा, हमारे पास पहले से इतने ज़्यादा स्टैट्यूटरी चार्जेस है, हम जब ब्रोकरेज अपने स्टॉक मार्केट में जब ट्रेडिंग प्लेटफॉर्म पे करते हैं, तो वो भी हमारा जो नेट PNL है उस पर काफ़ी इम्पैक्ट करता है, क्योंकि हम इंडियंस ऑडियंस है, हम बहुत प्राइम सेंसिटिव है। तो हमको इस पॉइंट पे भी जो रिटेन अर्निंग होती है हमारी, वो वहाँ पे कम हो जाती है बिकॉज ऑफ द कॉस्ट बैरियर। अब सिमिलर एग्जाम्पल है हमारा, ग्लोबल एग्जाम्पल अगर मैं देखूं, तो रॉबिनहुड का। रॉबिनहुड हमारी एक US ब्रोकरेज फर्म है, जिन्होंने सबसे पहले अपना जीरो ब्रोकरेज मॉडल को इंट्रोड्यूस करा था। तो उस टाइम पे इनके 0.5 मिलियन यूजर्स थे, जो 2019 तक 10 मिलियन यूजर्स हो गए। सिमिलरली हमारा TD एमरी ट्रेड करके एक प्लेटफॉर्म है, ग्लोबल प्लेटफॉर्म है US का। उन्होंने पहले वो $6.95 चार्ज करते थे, एंड इन 2019 में उन्होंने अपने आप को जीरो ब्रोकरेज पर शिफ्ट कर दिया। और उन्होंने ये देखा कि उनका जो न्यू अकाउंट्स का जो यूजर बेस है वो 49% से ग्रो हुआ। एंड चार्ल्स श्वाब, फिडेलिटी, इन्होंने भी सिमिलर ट्रेंड फॉलो करा ब्रोकरेज का। ई टोरो करके भी एक प्लेटफॉर्म है, जिन्होंने जैसे ही अपना फी कट करा, इनको 172% का ग्रोथ दिखा अपने यूजर बेस का। तो इससे ये कंक्लूजन तो निकलता है कि जब आप फी रिड्यूस करते हो तो आपका जो वॉल्यूम है वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है। अब इसमें जो इस इमेज पे जैसे आप देख पा रहे हैं कि पहला जो फर्स्ट मूवर एडवांटेज था वो रॉबिनहुड को मिला 2015 में, जब रॉबिनहुड ने जीरो ब्रोकरेज मॉडल अडॉप्ट करा। उसके बाद लगातार 2019 में, जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं, बाकी सारे ब्रोकर्स ने भी ये जो मॉडल है जीरो कमीशन का, इसको भी अडॉप्ट करना शुरू कर दिया विद इन 1 मंथ। जैसे कि देख सकते हैं अक्टूबर 1 को, अक्टूबर 2, 12 एंड 21, ये सारे ब्रोकरेज फर्म्स ने भी अपना जीरो मॉडल अडॉप्ट कर दिया। अब यहाँ पे जो रॉबिनहुड था, जो जिसने सबसे पहले इसको जीरो ब्रोकरेज को अडॉप्ट करा था, तो उसको फर्स्ट मूवर एडवांटेज किस तरीके से मिला, तो ये एक एग्जांपल है। उसका यूजर बेस आप देख सकते हैं, 2015 में उसका 0.5 था एंड सडनली 2016 में 1 मिलियन हो गया। ऑलमोस्ट 100% का ग्रोथ है। एंड नेक्स्ट ईयर भी आप देख सकते हैं 100% का ग्रोथ है, ऑलमोस्ट 2 मिलियन रीच कर गया। एंड उसका रेवेन्यू आप देख सकते हैं इस टाइम पे, 2015 में उसका 2.9 मिलियन रेवेन्यू था एंड विद इन 1 ईयर ये 3x ग्रोथ हुआ इनका 9.3 मिलियन। एंड सो ऑन, इसका 2017, 18 एंड 19 में भी रेवेन्यू पूरा बढ़ते ही जा रहा है, कभी कम नहीं हुआ। एंड सेम विद यूजर ग्रोथ, इनका यूजर ग्रोथ भी कितना 0.5 मिलियन से विद इन 5 ईयर्स 10 मिलियन तक पहुंच गया। अब सिमिलरली अगर मैं जीरोधा का केस स्टडी लूँ, ये पहला प्लेटफॉर्म था, ये लॉन्च हुआ था 2010 में, और ये पहला प्लेटफॉर्म था इंडियन स्टॉक मार्केट में जिन्होंने फ्लैट फी 20 पर ट्रेड को इंट्रोड्यूस करा, जिससे इनका एक प्राइस का जो डिसीजन था, इससे इनका इन 2025 में 16 मिलियन यूजर तक का यूजर बेस बन चुका है, जिससे वो अपने प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू 15% ऑफ इंडियन ट्रेडिंग वॉल्यूम लेकर आ रहे हैं। और ये इनके पास वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट नंबर ऑफ एक्टिव ट्रेडिंग क्लाइंट्स है, दैट इज 7.26 मिलियन। तो अब जो ब्रोकरेज सेव करा, तो जीरोधा ने एक स्टडी कंडक्ट करी है यहाँ पे। उनमें उन्होंने ये शो करा है कि जो यूजर्स है जिन्होंने जीरोधा यूज करा है, तो उन्होंने कितना ब्रोकरेज सेव करा है। अब उन्होंने इसमें 3 परसेंटेज लिए, एक तो 0.3%, एक 0.1%, एक फ्लैट 20%। तो अब मेरा ये बोलना ये है कि लोग बोलते हैं कि 20%, 40% देने में क्या जाता है, लेकिन अगर अगर आप क्यूमुलेटिव इसका अमाउंट देखोगे तो इससे आपको पता चलेगा कि कितना इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है रिटेल इन्वेस्टर पे। अगर आप देख सकते हो 2016 से
राहुल, टाइम अप।
ओके सर।
चलो guys.
You can see my screen, right? Is this about?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So this is a question: what are the potential benefits of reducing brokerage charges for retail investors, and how might these charges influence the market accessibility? Okay. So our stand is like the brokerage, whatever the current brokerage is there as of now, okay, that should not be reduced, and the broker should use the brokerage for their benefit. Okay, for the benefit means to whatever are their fixed cost or the technology cost, brokerage should be used towards going for that cost. Okay, so that should be the brokerage. Okay. So if you reduce the brokerage, what is the current brokerage as of now? So the first thing is there are immediate benefits for the retail investors. Okay, so first thing will be that there will be lower cost per trade. Okay, for the retail investors. Then there will be some psychological benefit barriers removed. Okay, so zero brokerage. Okay, to remove hesitation where first time investors will start entering the stock market. Okay. And since it is a small ticket investing, okay, so more investors will join the stock market and will start trading the stock market. And there will be a financial inclusion. So more people, as of now, there is just 5% of people in the Indian stock market. They trade in the Indian stock market. Then more percentage of people will start entering the stock market. Okay. But what actually the market requires? Okay, what is the actual requirement from the market? The first thing is the market requires a stable infrastructure. Okay, wherein the systems, what the brokers are providing has to be robust and reliable trading platforms that handle peak loads. Okay, so that is a main requirement. So in case you're placing an order, the order has to reach the exchange when there is a peak load, when there's a peak system, like there's some budget time or say any other time. Okay, the orders has to reach the system. Okay, so that system, that infrastructure required by the end customers. Okay, the enterprise grade cybersecurity, okay, which protect the investor data and funds, okay, and fast and accurate order execution systems. So these are the requirement by the market. Okay. The same market also requires some support from the brokers, okay, which is the investor support and education. Okay, as we said, like in some in the this current presentation only prior, that investors require education programs, okay, to make informed decision making. Okay, then they require quality customer support. So when there's a volatile market condition, Okay. The customer support of the broker has to be very good, and comprehensive research and market analysis. Most of the investors don't know which stock they have to invest in. So they require some handholding from the broker, okay, where they can invest a stock, which stock they can invest in, so they can enter the market and start trading. Okay, start trading or investing. Okay. So the main thing is cheaper brokerage doesn't mean better accessibility. Okay. It depends. Through accessibility means the broker strength. Okay. How well system it can offer to the client and client. What is the operational excellence and what is the sustainable business model? It's not just the fees. So the main thing is the hidden cost. Okay, how lower brokerage undermines broker sustainability. First thing, if the broker tries to reduce the brokerage from the current system, whatever is the current system. Okay, so first thing, it will reduce his revenue. Okay, it will increase his fixed cost. Okay, service quality will suffer, and then market will be consolidated towards a few brokers. How we have seen in Jio and Airtel. Okay, currently prior to this there were multiple service providers, telecom service providers, and now you can see there are just two of them, three you can say. The third one is in debt. Okay, which is Vodafone VN. So it will happen that way, that small brokers will exit the market and there will be only large brokers who will dominate the market. And then they might start increasing the brokerage. Okay? And accessibility declines. Okay, so long term, there will not be any benefit for the broker and the broker ecosystem will start weakening. Okay? Now, the main thing is when currently, if we say the brokers, they have reduced the brokerage to 20 rupees as of now. Okay. So if you see most of brokers are charging brokerage. As Suraj had said in the previous slides, that Shunya started charging brokerage from January. Okay, they started charging brokerage from January just to maintain their systems. Okay. Now for this reduced brokerage, okay, brokers started looking for different sources of revenue. Okay. So the first thing what they started, most of the brokers started selling digital gold on their platform. So you can see these all are the things which the broker started offering to the clients. Okay, they started getting a source of revenue. Okay, so SEBI saw this thing that the brokers are trying to get a different source of revenue, so they banned the digital gold offering from the platform. So if you see the first thing, they banned digital gold. Okay, so no brokers can offer digital gold on their platform because it does not allow SEBI to have a control over what is being offered, because that doesn't come under SEBI's purview. Okay, so that was the circular which we put on August 10, 2021. Okay, to prohibit the brokers.
Time up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Adrian. So first thing I want to the first thing I want to talk about is that you mentioned that the tech cost will be taken care by the brokerage which the broker collects. So the entire industry, we have seen that it is the opposite. See, the tech costs today which are covered are mostly covered by the interest income and margin funding and other charges like DP charges, APIs, SLB income. It has nothing to do with the brokerage revenue. We all know how big is the interest income and margin funding business. It is way bigger than brokerage. So for brokers like Zero, they brokerage see somewhere contributes only up to 10 to 30% of the total revenue. Tech is maintained by the tech costs are maintained by the other 70 to 90% revenue streams. So we can easily say that the massive scale of low brokerage brokers reduces per cost user drastically. Next point which you mentioned is that the cheaper brokerage doesn't mean accessibility. See, accessibility is not just a cost. It has other components like cost, there's ease of use, there's simplicity, and reduced brokerage has forced the brokers to take care of all the three aspects. See, whenever the brokerage failed, the brokers have other aspects to compete on. Let's say faster UX, 24/7 onboarding, zero paperwork, all the things which you mentioned like educational content, etc. So this has never happened before. The brokerage reduction was not there. And the simple question is that if offers zero brokerage on delivery, how it has been managed to be on the top or be on the top 3 or 4 brokers amongst the country. Their entire business is very simple. They only have 11 to 1200 employees and still they cater 7.1 million users as the data Rahul showed. So accessibility is not like a theory, it is visible in numbers. When brokerage dropped, we have seen that more and more new number of participants have entered the market. Nothing in India's financial history has democratized investing more than the lower brokerage. So my only point is that what you are saying, that the tech cost has to be taken care by the brokerage, that I simply cannot agree to that. Because the entire brokerage revenue from the entire distribution is only from 10 to 30%. Anybody from my team has something else to say, please add it.
Switch करें? Go ahead, Rod T.
Okay. So first thing, Abhinav, what you said. Okay, first you said the brokerage cost is just 10% of the broker's revenue. That's the first thing you said. Later on, you switched to 30 to 40%. Okay. Both the information is incorrect. Okay, first thing. When we showed the slide at the start, okay, when Saf has showed the slide, we clearly mentioned the actual brokerage for the discount brokers. It comes to nearly 50 to 60%. Okay, of the overall revenue. Okay, that was the 50 to 60%. If that reduces, then the brokers have to search a different source of revenue. Okay, and that is what the brokers even did it. Okay, they were just to increase their revenue. Okay, they started going to a different this thing, like I just showed digital gold, all these things they started offering. Okay, wherein the SEBI put a ban on those things also. Okay, so that was one thing. So it was clearly mentioned 50 to 60% is for the discount brokers, and for the full-fledged was 30 to 40%. Okay. Second thing you said, technology. Okay. As you all had mentioned one of your slides, okay, 35 to 40%. I would guess it was Vinay Gargave's slides. Okay, 35 to 40% is the technology cost. Okay, which moved from the personal cost. Okay, employees cost, it went to technology cost. Okay, so that cost can be taken care by the brokerage, which is currently 50 to 60% based on the current situation. Okay. So if they try to reduce the brokerage still, okay, then they have to look for a different source of revenue wherein SEBI has put a ban on that. Third thing, okay, Rahul had showed, you all are just focusing on the brokers which are in the US. If you have taken the example of Robinhood, 72% of Robinhood's revenue comes from payment for order flow, okay, which was actually my next slide. Okay, since I didn't get time to say, that's fine. So payment for order flow, they get 72% of their revenue, okay, which is Robinhood's thing. Prior to that, I took Charles Schwab. Okay, Charles Schwab has highest margin. Okay, they charge a client highest margin. Okay, so that is another thing, information. We all took an example of Angel One and Zerodha. Okay, we all said that Angel One is charging 40 rupees brokerage and Zerodha is charging zero brokerage on equity delivery. But if you go to see Grow, okay, has the highest number of customers. What is the reason why people on Grow charges brokerage on intraday as well as delivery? Okay, what is the reason that customers are not selecting Zerodha? Okay, because of zero brokerage and going to Grow. Okay. If you see gross customers is nearly 1.2 crores compared to Zerodha 70 lakh active users. Okay, so that's the major difference between Grow and Zerodha. Okay, so it's not brokerage. Okay, the reason it is that customers are ready to pay for brokerage if they're getting good service. Now that's the reason why full-fledged brokers, okay, whoever are full-fledged brokers, customers are still stuck with the full-fledged brokers because still they can call their broker and they can get a service what they require. Okay. Discount brokers don't provide the research services, okay, because the brokerage is already low. If they go on reducing the brokerage, then still they'll not be able to provide the existing services what they're offering, and they have to look for some other source of revenue.
Time up, guys.
Okay.
Lots of information. Both teams shared a lot of information. I absolutely loved that part. एक अपने को मेरे को समझ में आ रहा है कि we need some kind of a fact checking system. We spend so much time saying कि भैया सामने वाला inaccurate है या incorrect है. I'm sure the audience might have also felt कि कितना energy हम ये incorrect part पे focus करते हैं. In our future debates, आदित्य है क्या? आदित्य, are you there?
नहीं सर, नहीं.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
No, he's not there.
हाँ?
He's not there. Aditya is not there.
Right. So अपना जो AI का effort है उसमें let us make this a little bit of a part. Maybe it will be too taxing for him, but somewhere we have to keep that as an agenda. Next time we have a competition, we have to get to a point where we do something about fact checking. अच्छा, crowd कुछ भी तुम्हारे थॉट्स हैं शेयर करो। पूरा डिबेट खत्म हो चुका है, चारों क्वेश्चन हो चुके हैं। जब तक मैं स्कोर्स मिलाता हूँ, प्लीज डिस्कस करो व्हाट वेदर यू लाइक दिस डिबेट, वेदर दिस वाज समथिंग यू लाइक्ड हियरिंग। प्लीज शेयर। अब मैं नाम बुलाऊं क्या एक एक का? जजेस प्लीज गो हेड। जावेद, कैसा फीलिंग आया? प्लीज शेयर।
हाँ सर। सर फीलिंग काफी अच्छा था, काफी न्यू एक्सपीरियंस था एक्चुअली। काफी टफ फाइट और काफी डेटा रिसर्च भी काफी टफ था। लाइक अभी मैं एज अ जज मैं ये बोलना चाहूँगा कि जो डेटा है और जो ये सब रिसर्च पार्ट है, मैं एज अ न्यू जज, मैं जज करना मेरे लिए काफ़ी टफ है। मैं वही सुमित से भी डिस्कस कर रहा था कि ये जो डेटा और रिसर्च जो पार्ट है, ये जजेस डिसीजन और जजेस को पहले ही डिसाइड, एक दिन पहले ही जज डिसाइड हो जानी चाहिए थे इस टॉपिक के लिए। और वो जज को डेटा लाइक लिटरेसी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, एजुकेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू दे देने चाहिए थे, बट
नहीं,
इट्स
फिर
नॉट।
उसका भी डाउन साइड है ना। उसका भी डाउन साइड है। इफ द जजेस कम विद अ प्री कंसीव्ड नोशन, you in the process of getting educated, they'll get biased, right? It is almost like, जैसे जो फॉर एग्जाम्पल जब एक ज्यूरी बुलाया जाता है एक कोर्ट
Yeah.
इसको एडजस्ट को डिसाइड करने के लिए, द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट इज मेड श्योर इज दैट दे हैव नो नॉलेज ऑन द टॉपिक,
Yeah.
राइट? दे आर सपोज टू बी इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय द डिबेटर्स।
आई मीन सर, फॉर फैक्ट चेक, अगर डेटा पहले से पता हो कि क्या एग्जैक्टली डेटा शो करने वाले हैं, तो जजेस पहले से फैक्ट चेक कर
थोड़ा
सकते
वॉइस
हैं।
एको हो रहा है, कौन बोल रहा है?
सुमित, वॉइस इको हो रहा है सुमित।
हाँ सर, मैं ये
भी
कह रहा
बोलो।
था कि पहले से फैक्ट चेक करने के लिए अगर जजेस के पास डेटा हो कि कौन क्या डेटा प्रेजेंट करने वाला है, तो डेटा जजेस थोड़ा टाइम स्पेंड करके उस डेटा
नहीं,
को
ये
क्रॉस चेक कर
जजेस का
सकते
काम नहीं है। फैक्ट चेकिंग इज नॉट अ टास्क फॉर द जजेस।
हैं। ओके।
फैक्ट चेकिंग का काम किसी और को करना है, एंड ही हैज टू इन्फॉर्म द जजेस कि मैंने फैक्ट चेक किया और बताया। करेंगे, मैं उस प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करूंगा
ठीक है।
नेक्स्ट टाइम वी हैव दैट, बट यू कैन पुट द प्रेशर ऑन द जजेस फॉर दैट। ठीक है।
ओके ओके।
So, I wanted to ask whether these brokerage charges are fixed with the on the amount. Do they depend on the amount that a person is investing, or it is same for whatever anyone is investing? Am I like making sense?
Yes, it is actually not fixed. It is based on the amount. Okay,
It
so
is
that we
based
call it
on
a
the
turn.
amount.
Correct. So
Okay.
actually, whatever they showed flat fee is not correct. It's not flat fee. It is 0.3% or 20 rupees for 0.95 percent. Okay,
Okay.
so it is this, not a flat, to be frank.
Whichever is less to be considered
Whichever
as
is lower.
brokerage.
Correct. So that is not considered flat fee. It is considered like it is whichever is lower.
Okay. Okay. So, right. So, and also one another question is that do the services that the brokers provide are reliant on the brokerage they charge? Like, do the services improve with the brokerage?
To be frank, yes. Okay, so if I say like discount brokers, most of the services are not provided by them. Okay,
Okay.
but if you go to a full-fledged broker who charges higher brokerage, okay, they might send a representative to your house also. Okay, they might call you every time to say why not ready. Multiple services are provided to them, to the customer. Okay, a
Okay.
full-fledged brokerage, but those services are cut by the discount brokers because they're not charging high brokerage.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I think it should be left to the retail trader. What do they want to do? Whether they want to avail services with the brokerage, or they want zero brokerage. That
अच्छा
should be left
गाइस,
to.
गाइस, आई हैव अ प्रॉब्लम।
Yeah.
टाई हो गया फिर से।
ओह,
हाँ,
टाई हो गया सर।
टाई हो गया। अब उसको रिजॉल्व करना है, तो मैं दो तीन ऑप्शन देता हूँ। मैं नहीं चूज करूंगा, मैं ऑप्शन दूंगा। जो कंसेंसस डिसाइड होगा वो उस तरीके से अपन चूज करेंगे। तीन कैटेगरीज हैं अपने पास, लॉजिक, रिसर्च और प्रेजेंटेशन, राइट? सो वी कैन प्रायोरिटाइज दीज थ्री कैटेगरीज टू डिसाइड कि अगर लॉजिक पे डिसाइड करते हैं, फर्स्ट फर्स्ट चॉइस लॉजिक, सेकंड चॉइस रिसर्च, थर्ड चॉइस प्रेजेंटेशन, एक ऐसा अप्रोच कर सकते हैं। या इफ यू गाइस थिंक कि एक डिफरेंट सीक्वेंस होना चाहिए, हाउ वी what category should be given the maximum priority, second maximum, third maximum, इस पे कोई भी थॉट?
आई थिंक सर फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी रिसर्च रहना चाहिए, देन लॉजिक, देन प्रेजेंटेशन।
रिसर्च, लॉजिक, प्रेजेंटेशन। किसी और का कोई और थॉट?
I think research and logic should have equal weightage.
अच्छा, प्रेजेंटेशन शुड बी ड्रॉप्ड, यू आर सेइंग?
हाँ, yeah, it can be dropped.
अच्छा, ठीक है।
Dropped means we will not consider presentation or consider it a secondary part.
नहीं मतलब वो सी दोनों स्कोर्स इक्वल है ना, है तो दोनों स्कोर्स इक्वल। अगर तीनों को कैटेगरी कर लेंगे कंसिडर, तो वह वहीं पहुंच जाएंगे जहां से स्टार्ट किया। सो वी हैव टू फिगर आउट अ वे to drop one of the category, either drop one or two of the categories. That's the only option, right? तो बेसिकली मैत्री सजेस्टिंग कि प्रेजेंटेशन ड्रॉप कर देना चाहिए। किसी और का कोई और सजेशन है क्या, किसको ड्रॉप करना चाहिए चारों में से, तीनों में से?
सर लॉजिक को अहमियत देना चाहिए।
हाँ, लॉजिक को, राइट।
हाँ, अहमियत देना चाहिए।
हाँ, तो वही बेसिकली मैत्री बोल रही है, लॉजिक और उसको लो, लॉजिक और रिसर्च।
प्रेजेंटेशन भी मेन है ना
सर, रिसर्च प्लस
जो
लॉजिक
प्रेजेंट करते
कंबाइन
हैं वो
करके
भी
देख
मेन
लेते
रहता है ना।
अच्छा ठीक है, चलो डिसाइड हो गया, रिसर्च और लॉजिक कंबाइन कर लेते हैं।
कंबाइन कर,
ठीक है गाइस, 78 for instructor team, 82 for product development team. Product development has
oh my god, oh my god.
But anyways, the Instructor team did very well. Okay.
Congratulations प्रोडक्ट
Actu-
डेवलपमेंट टीम।
con-
अच्छा,
Congratulations
प्रेजेंटेशन में
शादाब
आ
भाई
गए
एंड
हम
टीम।
लोग। ठीक है,
Thank you,
प्रेजेंटेशन कौन
everyone.
बनाया यार?
I think कुछ तो हो, मतलब प्रेजेंटेशन को अपने को रिकॉग्नाइज करना चाहिए। So what I'll do is I'll take that presentation part into consideration. Anyway, they're going to get a second attempt. So it's not the end of the world for the instructor team. They're going to get a second attempt. You don't need to feel too bad for them. They're going to get a second
सर
chance to show up in the final.
प्रेजेंटेशन में कितना आगे सर वो?
वही 42 ना, जो 2 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस वहां पे है, वो 2 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस प्रेजेंटेशन में कवर हो
अच्छा,
रहा
तो
है।
हमको 40 और उनको 42 है क्या?
नहीं नहीं, क्या है
38,
प्रेजेंटेशन?
Just
सिर्फ
40.
प्रेजेंटेशन, सिर्फ
38
प्रेजेंटेशन का
42
स्कोर
है ना?
कितना है?
सूरज, तूने प्रेजेंटेशन बनाया लगता है।
मैंने नहीं बनाया यार, एड्रियन ने बनाया।
अच्छा गाइस, थोड़ा टाइम स्पेंड कर लेते हैं। एनी फाइनल थॉट्स? इंस्ट्रक्ट, तुम्हारे दोनों डिबेटर्स ने, तुमको क्या सीखने को मिला इस डिबेट से? व्हाट डिड यू लर्न?
सर someone asked the question in chat sir.
अच्छा, क्या क्वेश्चन है बताओ?
What is hybrid brokerage?
व्हाट इज हाइब्रिड ब्रोकर? किसने पूछा है?
या प्रतीक्षा।
मैंने पूछा।
हाँ, प्रतीक्षा ने। अच्छा अच्छा, किसी को आइडिया है क्या हाइब्रिड ब्रोकरेज क्या है?
No, Pradeep.
अच्छा ठीक है, वील फाइंड आउट ना।
मतलब सर हाइब्रिड का, एज फार एज माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग की हाइब्रिड ब्रोकरेज अगर बेसिकली उन चीज़ों पे लगता है, लाइक अगर आप एक म्यूचुअल फंड है अगर आपके पास, तो वो अगर हाइब्रिड प्लान है, मतलब उसमें इक्विटी और डेट दोनों है, तो हाइब्रिड एज इज कंसिडर्ड एज हाइब्रिड ब्रोकरेज। दैट्स व्हाट
Yeah,
माय
the hybrid.
अंडरस्टैंडिंग।
No,
चलो,
that is a
बिफोर वी
hybrid.
रैप अप, I
Broker.
want to do one more thing. Actually, two more things. One is Sonia has been our judge for the first time. I just want to hear a few sentences from her. What did she feel? थोड़ा इस पे बताओ सोनिया। और प्रतीक्षा जाना नहीं है अभी, हाँ? आई हैव अनदर क्वेश्चन फॉर यू। गो अहेड
Yes.
सोनिया, यू आर देयर? सोनिया, आर यू देयर? शी प्रोबब्ली लेफ्ट। अच्छा प्रतीक्षा, तुम्हें कैसा लगा ये डिबेट का कॉन्सेप्ट, कैसा लगा?
इट्स रियली यूनिक। लाइक मैंने अभी तक के डिबेट जो है वो कॉलेज टाइम में अटेंड किए थे मेरे, एंड वो इतने टॉपिक पे नहीं रहते थे, लाइक ट्रेडिंग एंड ऑल पे। and this is something new, and I'm experiencing in a lot of things like how team research, how logic works, and how they do presentation. Like overall, it is excellent.
Acha.
I would like to be a part in future for the debates.
Pratiksha has applied for the customer service team, right? Customer
Yes.
service team, 2 members from the customer service team are going to have a second round of interview. Let's see how that goes, right?
Yeah, sir. Thank you.
चलो wrap up करें, guys?
But मेरा आंसर
हाँ बोलो. अच्छा तुम्हारा
Yeah.
आंसर मिल जाएगा,
हाँ.
तुमको आंसर मिल जाएगा. वी विल नॉट फॉरगेट यू.
Okay,
कस्टमर
thank
सर्विस
you.
टीम का यही प्रॉपर्टी है, दे ऑलवेज डिलीवर. ठीक है?
All right, sir. Thank you. Can I leave?
श्योर श्योर. चलो रैप अप करते हैं. ठीक है?
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.